Check as your source for the most complete local information. In the book, online at dexknows.com. Or with 1-800...
You may press 399 to stop the event. Starting streaming now.
Spring training fans, use your invitation to visit the Southern Comfort Zone located in right field for frozen or on-the-rocks so-so lime hurricanes. Enjoy today's game and please drink responsibly. In an emergency, what matters the most? Faster or better? How about both? When facing an emergency, you want the best care you can get, but you also want to get back to your life faster. At St. Luke's Medical Center, their highly trained doctors and nurses are always ready to take care of your emergency, no matter how big or how small. St. Luke's Medical Center, proud supporter of Oakland A's spring training, located at 18th Street in Van Buren. The Pity Zoo wants you to get your wild on. Wild animals, wild experiences, wild value. Get your wild on at the Phoenix Zoo and stretch your family's entertainment dollars. From Monkey Village to Stingray Bay to the Forest of Utah. A whole day of wild fun for a family of four starts at only $46. Visit PhoenixZoo.org for more information and get your wild on at the Phoenix Zoo. Pick up a copy of A's Magazine, the official publication of the A's spring training, and you could win one of two $25 gift cards compliments of Sushi Roku, the hottest new sushi bar and restaurant in Scottsdale. A's Magazine is on sale now.
Spring training.
Swings and drives one left center field and deep. Back is Hamilton at the wall. This one will go. Jack Gust has hit it out.
This is exclusive coverage of 2009 Cactus League Baseball for your Oakland A's on OaklandAthletics.com. Now, live from Arizona, here's Robert Vaughn.
Yesterday in Phoenix, Travis Buck had a chance to put away the Royals with the bases loaded against Sidney Ponson. Swing, and it's inside the bag at first, down the right field line. One run scores. It's Garcia Parra. Right behind him is Jack Huss. Suzuki gets on his horse all the way in to score from first base. And at third base standing up is Travis Buck, and the A's have broken it open here in the fourth inning. It is 6-0. The 3-run triple highlighted a 5-run fourth, and the A's went on to beat Kansas City 7-2. It's the final week of Cactus League action, and for the A's, it's the final game on the slate of Arizona contests. The National League Central champion Chicago Cubs are here with Carlos Zambrano up against A's left-hander Dallas Braden. When the A's went into this past offseason planning for 2009, their first move was a big one, a 4-player deal with Colorado that brought Matt Holliday to the East Bay, and he joins us on the pregame coming up next.
Your first chance to see the 2009 A's at home is Saturday, April 4th. The A's will play the final game of the preseason Bay Bridge Series against the San Francisco Giants. Game time is at 1:05. Tickets are on sale now at all tickets.com outlets and at the Coliseum box office. To order by phone, call 877-493-BALL, or to purchase tickets online, visit the A's official website, oaklandathletics.com.
This is Aaron Cunningham. We're all teammates on our planet, and helping the environment is a win every time. So pitch into health, keep it clean by remembering to recycle your bottles and cans while at the game. The Oakland A's remind you, green is gold. We all need to team up to make a difference.
This is Matt Holliday. Saturday, April 25th, we host the Tampa Bay Rays. Game time is 1:05, and 10,000 fans will get my replica jersey, courtesy of Pepsi. Get tickets online now at oaklandathletics.com.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
As we continue along, Robert Vaughn with you as spring training is almost over. And joining us right now is A's outfielder Matt Holliday. Matt, first off, I guess officially from A's Radio, welcome to the club.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
It's been a camp that's been very long, but I guess if you're going to be a guy that's in his first trade, gives you a little extra time to know your teammates.
Yeah, it's actually worked out quite well. I've got a chance to get to know the guys a little bit longer than usual, and my brother coaches at Arizona State, so I've got a chance to spend time with him and his family more than usual, and don't live too far from the stadium, so I'm home pretty quickly. It's actually been a very relaxing and a fun spring training.
I know that's one thing that maybe fans don't think about that a whole lot, but when you have a baseball family, you don't get to see each other all that often, particularly during the season, let alone catch each other's games, so that does work out nice.
It's been really nice, I get a chance to like I said, spend time with him and his wife, and he's got two kids, and so it's been great for me and my family to get a chance to spend substantial time with him, and we don't get a whole lot of chance to do that, and so it's actually been really great.
Thanks for a lot of cousins running around then.
Yeah, it's crazy in the house. You get 4 little ones crying and going nuts. But it's fun.
I was talking with one of your former teammates, Brad Hopp, when I caught up with him last year. We talked about how the 08 season went with the Rockies, and he talked about it. It was the first time for a lot of the guys in that clubhouse that they were on a team that was the hunted, I guess, so to speak, because you guys had won the National League in 2007. Did you get a sense of that being one of the struggles from last year for you guys?
Maybe. I think more of it was injuries. When Jeff Francis had a sore arm and ended up having surgery this spring, but I think it was more injuries, and we just didn't play good enough. And I'm sure maybe it had a little bit to do with the expectations. But, I would attribute it to more of the injuries, and we just didn't execute quite as well last year for the most part.
The injuries obviously do not help when you're short-staffed, but then we got to the off-season. You had probably heard some of the rumors, but walk us through what happened before you got traded, and to that end, or were you surprised when it happened?
I think I wasn't completely surprised, but I think any time you get traded, at least for the first time, it's sort of a shock to your system. But, I kind of figured, when they didn't come back and try to negotiate it all, and then the rumors were flying and they weren't really denying them, that I'd probably be getting traded. I was a little surprised at the A's just because, they just traded Harden and Blanton and some of the other guys and seemed to be headed in a young direction. But here we are in spring training with Giambi and Cabrera and Garcia-Parra and a chance to have a really good team. It makes a lot more sense now. But, I think I said, the first time you get traded, it's a little bit of a shock to, your family. And, we'd set up shop in Denver, and now all of a sudden, we're trying to figure out where we're going to live and what our next step is. So it was a little bit of a surprise.
Visiting with Matt Holliday. More when we come back.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit OaklandAthletics.com.
Hi, this is Ray Fossey. The A's Mathletics program combines math and baseball to make learning fun. Each 1st through 8th grade student who completes the workbook and turns in the answer sheet will earn 2 free tickets to an A's game courtesy of Ross Dress for Less and Comcast Sportsnet California. For more information or to download a workbook, visit the community page on OaklandAthletics.com. Ross Dress for Less, Comcast Sportsnet California, and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference.
On sale now, the best ticket plans to see your 2009 Oakland A's. Get discounted ticket prices, priority seat selection, and special deals on A's merchandise. Discount parking options are available, and season ticket holders pay the same price for all games in 2009. Full and partial season plans are available for as little as $66. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO-A'S. Order today.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
Continuing our visit with Matt Holliday with the Athletics. He is from Stillwater, Oklahoma. We chatted before, earlier in the spring, how I made my first ever trip to Stillwater a couple days after I met you during the off-season. All I had to do was tell people I knew Matt Holliday around there, and, man, the doors open, red carpets roll out for you.
I don't know. Did you get any free drinks or food?
I got some free food out of it at the world-famous Eskimo Joe's, which you've been to a couple of
times. Well, that's more free food than I've gotten there. It's a good little place. It was a good place to grow up. My dad and mom liked raising their 2 boys there. And so it's a good little town, a good college town, and friendly people, and it's not too bad of a place, as you probably found out.
No, well, heck, it's a baseball town. Josh Fields from the White Sox went to school there. Your teammate now, Brett Anderson, went to the same high school you did. Who knew that Stillwater was such a baseball hotbed?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty weird. We played the White Sox the other day, and I think maybe there had been one other Stillwater high school athlete play if he played in the NFL. But other than that, and now we got 3 probably Major League Baseball players, and in the span of 3 or 4 or 5 years at Stillwater High School, it's pretty cool. I'm sure the heritage of Stillwater High baseball is taking definitely a step up.
Yeah, absolutely. Heck, you were a pioneer of sorts then for those guys. But I was also mentioning that because of the strange connection and with Houston Street. I've failed miserably in trying to explain how you guys knew each other. He tried to do it as well, and he did a little better than I did, I guess. But why don't you try to explain how you know Houston?
Well, my dad coached at Texas. He went from Oklahoma State to Texas, and he was the pitching coach there for 3 years. And my wife and I and Jackson, our oldest, we didn't really have a place to stay in the off season. I hadn't made it to the major leagues yet, and we kind of just my parents were living down there, and we'd heard Austin was a nice city. My wife has family down there, so we just moved down there, and I was working out at the field and just kind of got to know Houston through my dad coaching him, and Curtis Thigpen, who's now with us, and some of the other guys, Buck Cody, and some of the guys, and we kind of became friends, and then we just kind of kept our relationship going, and we ended up moving out of Austin a couple years later. But for those couple years, we spent quite a bit of time with Houston and Curtis and some of the other guys, and so that's kind of how we got to know each other.
The small world got smaller when you got traded for each other.
Yeah, the only guy I really knew very well over here was Houston, and it turned out he was in the trade going the other way. So, but it's been great. We got Curtis now, and getting to know all the guys. It's been great.
The other A's connection, the former A's great first baseman, was Mark McGwire. I read all the same stuff everybody else did this offseason about how you worked out with him. How did that connection get established?
Well, Mike Gallego obviously played for the A's back in the day with Mark. They're pretty close friends, and a couple years ago we were playing in Anaheim, the interleague, and Mark came out to see Gags and just got to talking about hitting and stuff, and so we kind of hit it off and became friends. And then this off season I uprooted the family and took him out to Orange County to work out with Steve Odgers, a guy that works for my agent, and text Mark and just said, hey, I'm in town, I'd love to hit with you, and we got together and just started hitting, and he helped me out a lot, and we spent a lot of time in the cage this off season, 3-4 times a week, and he's a great guy and was very gracious with his time and his knowledge, and it was a fantastic experience.
Which is a cool thing, because I'm sure you've come across plenty of guys who've had great careers hitting on the field at the major league level. Doing that and then being able to explain it are completely different things, aren't they?
Absolutely. I think it's a gift that he has to be able to take what he learned over his long, excellent career and be able to pass off sort of the steps that he took from, a high home run hitter with a low average to more of a consistent hitter, and obviously the culmination in the 70 home run season. But he was very gracious, like I said, with his time, and a super guy, a better guy than he is was a baseball player, and was, like I said, a very good teacher of hitting.
A very high compliment for a guy who had a pretty good career. So that said, one of the things that Bob Guerin was mentioning a couple days ago, he said he likes how you look right now. You look locked in, and this is after a spring in which he was mentioning that you're kind of experimenting with some of the stuff with your swing. Was that part of the Mark McGwire school of hitting?
Well, just trying to figure out what works for me, and once you get in the games, it's all a different story. You can work on everything in the world, but until you start facing live pitching and start recognizing breaking balls, and you have to get the timing of it and some of that stuff. So, it's good for me to be able to use the spring training and try to figure out what's going to work and maybe what I need to tweak a little bit and not have to worry about the results so much. So, yeah, it's the last week or so I've tried to, I have a pretty substantial leg kick that I tried to shorten a little bit and kind of brought it back in the last couple of days just because I need a little bit more timing. And so it's about where I want it right now, and, it's a good time to have it. It's about 5 days left, and so I'm going to look forward to the start of the season.
All right, 2009 for the A's. What are your thoughts going into the beginning of this season compared to what you thought, I guess, when spring started, to seeing how this team has taken shape?
Well, getting a chance to see all the guys out on the field the last week or so with Mark and Eric being able to play in the field and seeing the lineup kind of come together a couple times. I think our offensive side and our defensive side is going to be really good. Obviously, we got some young pitchers who are very talented but very raw, or I guess inexperienced is probably a better word. And hopefully, Duke Sure, I don't know what extent his elbow injury, but hopefully we'll have him back at some point. But it's going to be key for our young pitchers to go out there and use their stuff and gain some experience quickly and realize that they need to, that they can pitch in the big leagues and that they can pitch at a high level. And so I think our team is going to be really good if our young pitchers like I said, can take their excellent talent and put it to use.
Well, I know from veterans to the young kids all the way around in your clubhouse, your teammates are enjoying having you around. A's fans, I think, will have the same experience. So thanks for the visit, and good luck as we begin the season.
Yeah, I'm excited. It should be fun. I've never played at the Coliseum, so I'm looking forward to, obviously, an exhibition game and then our home opener in a couple, maybe 10 days or so.
It'll be a lot of fun. Matt, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Matt Holliday joining us. More when we come back.
The A's Community Fund and Alta Bates Summit Medical Center invite youth baseball and softball teams to take the field with the team before Sunday home games. For more information, call 510-638-4900, extension 2329. Make plans now to bring your group to see the 2009 Oakland A's. For most games this season, groups of 25 or more fans qualify for discount tickets. Ask about the barbecue terrace and plaza packages, private seating in home run territory for groups of 50 or more. Save up to $10 more for field level group tickets on Super Saver dates. And there's also 6 games to choose from for half price tickets. Book your game today by calling 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO-A's.
Hi, this is Danny Evelyn. With a donation to the A's Community Fund, you can surprise a friend or loved one during an A's home game with a personalized scoreboard message. Call 510-638-4900, extension 2329, or click on community@oaklandathletics.com.
The first of 2 A's Little League and Softball Days is coming up on Sunday, April 26th. It's a great deal for teams. A hot dog, chips, drink, and game ticket all for one low price. The teams will be in a pregame parade on the field. Then at 1:05, the A's take on the Tampa Bay Rays. For more information or to order tickets for your team, call the A's today at 510-638-GO A's. That's 510-638-4627. Or visit OaklandAthletics.com. For a first-class baseball experience, check out A's Luxury Suites. Get all the excitement of the ballpark combined with the comfort of your living room. With theater-style seating, televisions, couches, and a wet bar, A's Luxury Suites are perfect for hosting your friends, employees, and clients. You'll also get game notes and a program delivered right to your suite. For a limited time, get a 5-game A's Luxury Suite mini plans. Get a 6th game free. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO A's.
Hi, this is Danny Evelyn. With a donation to the A's Community Fund, you can surprise a friend or loved one during an A's home game with a personalized scoreboard message. Call 510-638-4900, extension 2329, or click on community at oaklandathletics.com.
Hi, this is Ray Fossey. The A's Mathletics program combines math and baseball to make learning fun. Each 1st through 8th grade student who completes the workbook and turns in the answer sheet will earn 2 free tickets to an A's game courtesy of Ross Dress for Less and Comcast Sportsnet California. For more information or to download a workbook, visit the community page on OaklandAthletics.com. Ross Dress for Less, Comcast Sportsnet California, and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference.
Your first chance to see the 2009 A's at home is Saturday, April 4th. The A's will play the final game of the preseason Bay Bridge Series against the San Francisco Giants. Game time is at 1:05. Tickets are on sale now at all tickets.com outlets and at the Coliseum box office. To order by phone, call 877-493-BALL, or to purchase tickets online, visit the A's official website, oaklandathletics.com.
Hi, this is Ryan Sweeney.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
The A's have taken the field as we greet you from Phoenix, Arizona for the last time of Cactus League 2009. The A's at home at Phoenix Muni. They are hosting the Chicago Cubs in the final game that they'll play here in Arizona. The Cubs actually have one more day left here in the Valley of the Sun. The A's are heading home back to the Bay Area after the completion of today's contest. We welcome everybody listening, of course, on OaklandAthletics.com, but we have the split audience today with the folks from ChicagoCubs.com listening as well. We welcome you as we guide you through this day in which Dallas Braden and the A's, they have taken the field, and we'll give you the starting lineups quickly. Alfonso Soriano leading off in left field. Aaron Miles at second base batting second. Derek Lee at first base batting third. Batting fourth in right field is Milton Bradley. Aramis Ramirez at third base batting fifth. Reed Johnson will bat sixth in center field. Giovanni Soto, the catcher, bats seventh. The shortstop Ryan Terrio will bat eighth, and Carlos Zambrano will hit for himself. It'll be an NL team hitting, AL team DHing, and Zambrano will hit in the ninth spot. Ryan Sweeney is the center fielder for the A's leading off. The shortstop Orlando Cabrera bats second. Batting third, Jason Giambi at first base. Matt Holliday is batting fourth in left field. Eric Chavez is the third baseman. He'll bat fifth. Right after him is the designated hitter Jack Cust. Kurt Suzuki will bat seventh. And do the catching, right fielder Travis Buck bats eighth, and Mark Ellis will bat ninth and play at second base as Dallas Braden is on the hill, making the starting assignment for the Athletics, who come into the ball game with a mark of 15 wins, 17 losses, and a tie. First pitch swing throws the change right away. The left-hander getting a swing and a miss on a 79-degree afternoon. Picture-perfect day here in the Valley as Braden deals and runs the slider over the inside half of the plate for a strike. It is 0-2. Scoreboard says 1-1. As Braden deals and misses outside, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Braden has 1 win, no losses, a 3.14 ERA. Braden's next pitch is fouled over towards the railing where the Cubs are off of the third base side. Cubs wearing their blue tops with the red numbers outlined with white trim. They're wearing the gray road pants. A's wearing their standard green tops with the gold trim and letters. As Alfonso Soriano wraps this one foul as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soriano, 20 hits and 70 at-bats this spring. He has gone deep 4 times, driven in 13 runs. Braden with the glove in front of the face, spins and fires the 2-2. Off speed, and Alfonso was out front on that one. Got him on a routine fly ball to center field, and Sweeney makes the catch for out number 1. Good pitch there as Soriano was geared for the fastball. Didn't get it, and an easy play to start things off, and it brings up Antioch's Aaron Miles, kid from the East Bay who spent last year with the St. Louis Cardinals. Got into 134 ball games for the National League Central rivals. He's a switch hitter, batting right against the left-hander Braden, and a strike is called. For Braden, his last outing was against the other Chicago team, the White Sox, on the 22nd. Braden's next pitch is a slider that misses down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. In that ball game, he went 5 1/3, allowing 6 hits and 3 runs. Next pitch is off the handle and rolling harmlessly over to Mark Ellis, who picks it up and throws over for a 4-3 putout. 2 up and 2 down, and here comes Derek Lee. Talking about some of the California representation. D. Lee, of course, from the Sacramento area. The team leader in hits last year with 181. Hit 20 homers and 90 driven in. He has been a little slower to come along because of a quad pull this spring, as Braden's 2-seamer misses low and away. 1-0 to Derek Lee. Next pitch is outside. 2-0. It is the starting alignment for the A's as they hope they will field in Anaheim on Monday the 6th against the Angels. Swing and a fly ball opposite field, and Buck on the run. He'll have to play it on a hop, moving towards the corner. He was slicing away from him. Nothing too fancy, did not put a huge swing on it. Recognized the off-speed pitch and just went with it the other way. A 2-out single for Derek Lee. And Milton Bradley will come up. Milton is absolutely killing the baseball this spring. He is 22 for 42. He has 4 homers and 10 driven in the 15 games he's played. He's batting at a .524 clip. The switch hitter batting right against the left-hander. And a breaking ball from Braden misses high. 1-0. Milton will be the regular right fielder as a strike is called. The count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Eric Chavez is playing towards the line over at third base. The shortstop, Orlando Cabrera, the rim of the outfield grass. A step in front of the outfield grass at second is Mark Ellis, with Jason Giambi holding Derek Lee. Now Braden nods. He checks over at first, and then time was called. Took too much time, and Derek Lee tapped out. Excuse me, I said Derek Lee. Milton Bradley called time. One is a fly ball that goes out to center field, slicing towards the alley and right. Sweeney's there, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. So Milton Bradley ending the inning as Dallas Braden is able to make sure that a 2-out single off the bat of Derek Lee does no harm. As the Cubs fail to score in the top of the first inning, the A's will come up in the bottom half.
Your first chance to see the 2009 A's at home is Saturday, April 4th. The A's will play the final game of the preseason Bay Bridge Series against the San Francisco Giants. Game time is at 1:05. Tickets are on sale now at all tickets.com outlets and at the Coliseum box office. To order by phone, call 877-493-BALL, or to purchase tickets online, visit the A's official website, oaklandathletics.com.
For a first-class baseball experience, check out A's Luxury Suites. Get all the excitement of the ballpark combined with the comfort of your living room. With theater-style seating, televisions, couches, and a wet bar, A's Luxury Suites are perfect for hosting your friends, employees, and clients. You'll also get game notes and a program delivered right to your suite. For a limited time, get a 5-game A's Luxury Suite mini plans. Get a 6th game free. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO-A's.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
Cubs do not score in the top half of inning number 1. The A's coming out with Sweeney, Cabrera, and Giambi in the bottom of the first. A's fans know that on our webcast we invite anybody listening to send their thoughts and questions to the booth. A little short on some of the day-to-day stuff with what the Cubs are doing, but tried to keep up with some of it and had a chance to talk to some of the Cubs people earlier today. So if you wanted to send questions to the booth, radio at OaklandAthletics.com. Have a little incentive on our final webcast day as Ryan Sweeney gets ready to face Big Z, Carlos Zambrano, who is 27 years old, a 14-game winner last year. 14-6, a 3.91 ERA. The A's center fielder takes a fastball high from Zambrano, 1-0. Next pitch is a fastball at the knees this time. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's working quickly. From the third base side, the right-hander's next pitch is in the dirt, and Zambrano will throw the kitchen sink at you. Fastball, curveball, slider, change, split. Probably throw a knuckle curve if you really wanted to. Zambrano deals on 2-1, off speed, and fought off but fouled back and out of play. Sweeney batting at a .361 clip for the spring. He has gone deep twice. He has driven in 8 runs. He is part of a 5-way tie of guys that have scored 12 runs as Sweeney hits a drive to deep right center, but it's going to be playable for either. Actually, it's going to be the center fielder, Johnson, who makes the catch as the wind kind of brought that back over from the alley more towards the center field. So the leadoff man out for the Athletics. It brings up Orlando Cabrera, the A's shortstop, batting .360 this spring. He's played in just 8 games since signing with the Athletics. 9 for 25. He's driven in 3 runs. The veteran right-hand hitter looks at a breaking ball. Took the slider that time, and it just floated across the outer half of the plate for strike 1. Next pitch is swung on and missed. I think that's his changeup there that just sort of dove out of sight. 27-year-old Venezuelan. Swing and a foul back to the screen. He was on the fastball that time, but just missed it, and still 0-2. He is a big man. Big Z, of course. The 2-strike pitch is off speed and low. 1-2. He is 6'5", so he is actually the tallest Cub on the 09 roster. Drive is hit to center field. Reed Johnson moving a couple of steps to his left. He makes the catch, and there are 2 outs. Brings up Jason Giambi. Jason with a big hit in the game yesterday to start the scoring for the Athletics. He was the 3rd batter of the game for the A's. And all 3 of the first hitters reached via the base hit yesterday as Zambrano's fastball is high and away for ball 1. Sweeney, Cabrera, and Giambi were the first 3 to face Sidney Ponson, all of them getting singles. 1-0 pitch. Swing, bouncing ball on the right side through the shift, but Derek Lee is there does not get through the shift. The backhand picked by Lee. 3-1 the putout as Zambrano covered over at first, and the inning is over. So very quick inning of work here. Sees just one hit total between the two teams. We'll go to the top of the second. A's and Cubs, no score.
This is Aaron Cunningham. We're all teammates on our plan, and helping the environment is a win every time. So pitch in to help keep it clean by remembering to recycle your bottles and cans while at the game. The Oakland A's remind you, green is gold. We all need to team up to make a difference.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit OaklandAthletics.com.
The A's Community Fund and Alta Bates Summit Medical Center invite youth baseball and softball teams to take the field with the team before Sunday home games. For more information, call 510-638-4900, extension 2329.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
Cubs nothing, Athletics nothing. We go to the second inning. The Cubs will come up with Ramirez, Johnson, and Soto, 5, 6, 7 in Lou Pinella's lineup. Our webcast question of the day, it's very simple, and we do have some incentive for you. A's fans know we have been giving away tickets to a game that will be taking place on April the 25th when the A's host the Rays. Heck, Cubs fans, you can get in on this as well. If you want to use the tickets yourself or pass them off to somebody in the Bay Area, we invite your thoughts on the following question. Very simply put, how will your team do in 2009? You could be optimistic, you could be pessimistic, wrong, right, no rationale, lots of rationale. Radio at OaklandAthletics.com. As Aramis Ramirez takes on the outside corner for strike one. How will your team do in 2009? Got 4 pairs of tickets to give away to that game against the Tampa Bay Rays. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch that time from Braden. And Ramirez way out front on that. 111 runs that he drove in last year. 27 home runs. 111 RBIs as Braden's next pitch is swung on, and it's a bouncer over to Chavez, who throws across. And 5-3 goes Ramirez, retired by his counterpart, to bring up Reed Johnson with one away. That's the day, that April 25th game when the A's will be giving away 10,000 Matt Holliday replica jerseys presented by Pepsi. So it'll be fun to see the thoughts of A's and Cubs fans as we finish up the Cactus League. Braden's next offering to Reed Johnson. The first pitch is right down the middle for a strike. So Bob Guerin, still before the ball game today, was asked if Dallas Braden would be the opening night pitcher. One strike pitch is a fastball outside, and it's 1-1. Still did not commit to anything, although he did go as far as to say that Braden is in line for the opening night start. 1-1 is a fastball in, actually recognized late by Johnson and called a swinging strike by Dana DeMuth, who's behind the plate. Count is 1-2. Wind whipping from left to right. As a sinker from Braden misses high and away. 2-2 now. Dana DeMuth behind the plate. Working the bases are Brian Runge, Jim Wolf, and Sean Rakos. From the third base side, Braden's 2-2. Swung on and missed. Gets the strike out of Reed Johnson, first of the afternoon. Braden's got a lot of movement on everything that he's throwing right now. So far against the right-hand hitters, been able to get some run on the fastball. Sinkers changing planes. As Braden's breaking ball drops in for a strike. Giovanni Soto, 23 home runs last year. As he takes outside now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit .285 with 86 driven in. 6 for 21 this spring with 2 RBIs as the right-hand hitter takes down and away. 1-1. A's winning yesterday over the Kansas City Royals in a 7-2 final here at Phoenix Municipal Stadium. Swing and a miss. Sinker that looked really enticing. Soto saw that. Seemingly to float right over across the outer half. Now they'll set up inside. The 2-2 is not there for a strike. It was a very close call. They had set up to try to hit that inside corner, but now the count going to 3-2. Swing and a tapper foul. 34th game the A's have played in spring training of 2009. They still have 3 more to go, so 34 Cactus League games, though. 37 total spring training games, which is the most they have ever played, ever. As a 3-2 is swung on, a broken bat roller over towards third, and the barrel of the bat ending up halfway between second and third, just on the infield grass. And so back to the dugout goes Giovanni Soto. Now with a new bat, the Cubs backstop ready to go is Braden. Ready on 3-2 and deals. High, ball 4. 2-out walk comes ahead of Ryan Terrio. The LSU product wears the number 2, right-hand hitter. As Braden checks over at first, he deals now and misses low. 1-0. So Braden was, I guess, as much as you could get from Bob Guerin to commit at this point, in line for the opening night start in Anaheim. Fouled off the handle. Goes into the seats about 6 or 7 rows right behind the middle of the A's dugout. Count is 1-1. In fact, understandably, the writer's asking when the announcement might be official. Well, I wouldn't say anything today. Felt like tomorrow might be a good idea. See how his pitcher is feeling, and then maybe make an announcement. Braden misses inside with the slider. 2 balls and 1 strike. Another injury note, Bobby Crosby, who missed yesterday with a sore hamstring, as Terrio fights this one off and fouls it off the right side out of play. He was supposed to have started the ball game yesterday, and then Cliff Pennington added into the lineup at the last minute because of that sore hamstring. Well, he still has it today, and Bob Guerin wanted to stay away from using him today because it was still a little bit sore. The 2-2 is down and in as the count goes full with 2 outs. The inning continues. Zambrano will come to bat. (3-2) with the runner going. A drive to center field. It will fall in front of Ryan Sweeney for a base hit. With 2 outs, on the way was Giovanni Soto anyway. So he gets over to third base on the single to center by Ryan Terrio. So a little 2-out uprising from the North Siders brings up Carlos Zambrano. The man can hit. I mean, there are probably a lot of guys in the league that are bench players, utility-type players who would probably take his season totals. I mean, the guy hit .337 last year with 4 homers and 14 RBIs. The 2008 National League Silver Slugger is the second time that he's won that honor. He won it 2 years before. So the switch hitter batting right against the left-hander Braden. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate, and a breaking ball is hit on the ground to Cabrera. They'll go the short way. So on one pitch, gets Zambrano to ground out 6-4 with a force on Ryan Terrio, and the inning is over. So the Cubs get a couple of runners in their half of the second inning, but do not score. After 1.5 between the Cubs and the A's, no score.
Hi, this is Ryan Sweeney. Union Bank of California gives low-income children the chance to come out to an A's game and receive a free A's souvenir with a Little A's program. For more information, click on Community at OaklandAthletics.com.
Your first chance to see the 2009 A's at home is Saturday, April 4th. The A's will play the final game of the preseason Bay Bridge Series against the San Francisco Giants. Game time is at 1:05. Tickets are on sale now at all tickets.com outlets and at the Coliseum box office. To order by phone, call 877-493-BALL, or to purchase tickets online, visit the A's official website, OaklandAthletics.com.
Hi, this is Danny Evelyn. With a donation to the A's Community Fund, you can surprise a friend or loved one during an A's home game with a personalized scoreboard message. Call 510-638-4900, extension 2329, or click on Community at OaklandAthletics.com.
On sale now, the best ticket plans to see your 2009 Oakland A's. Get discounted ticket prices, priority seat selection, and special deals on A's merchandise. Discount parking options are available, and season ticket holders pay the same price for all games in 2009. Full and partial season plans are available for as little as $66. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO A's. Order today.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
No score after 1.5. The Cubs on the field, and Matt Holliday will lead things off for the A's, who were retired in order in the first. So Holliday, Chavez, and Cust against Carlos Zambrano. Email already trickling into radio@OaklandAthletics.com. We'll get to them as we move along this afternoon. We'll also save some for when our guest, Susan Slusser from the San Francisco Chronicle, steps in here sometime around the 4th inning or so is our plan, as the big right-hander deals a big fastball that's inside on Holliday, brushing him off the plate. It's 1-0. Is Matt Holliday, our pregame guest. Swing and a miss. There's a slider or change, but it was something that looked very straight coming out of his hand and ended up way down and away. That might have been the split, just kind of with a tailing action. It's the 1-1. That's a straight fastball. That's well outside. 2 balls and a strike now to Matt Holliday. The right-hand hitter. Closed stance. Soto sets up away, and a high fastball misses. It's 3-1. The A's left fielder takes a breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner, so Zambrano gets the count to go full. 17 hits and 52 at-bats. He has 6 RBIs this spring. 3-2. Swing and fouled off the end of the bat over our heads. Outfield playing straight away, but deep for Holliday. Soriano, Johnson, and Bradley left to right. As a 3-2 is inside. A base on balls issued to Matt Holliday to lead off the A's second inning. And now Eric Chavez. Getting the start at third base, the left-hand hitter. He'll get at least 3 at-bats today is the plan. And things have been very positive and progressive for the long spring for the A's third baseman. Bob Guerin talking about that, making a point of that as he takes a called strike on a slider on the inside corner. 0-1. Mentioning that was a part of what he thought was a very uplifting kind of camp. Liked a lot of what he saw. Obviously, some of the injury notes, particularly those of Justin Duchscher and Joey Devine. Outside of that, a lot of progress, particularly with some of the hitters he's been watching this spring. 1-1 strike pitch is fouled at the plate. Actually, it's just swung on and missed, and down to second base will go Holliday. It's a wild pitch. It was a breaking ball or a change that didn't quite make it to home plate that Eric tried to golf away. And it's 1-2. So the wild pitch gets a runner in scoring position for the Athletics as Zambrano checks Holliday and deals. Swinging a drive to deep center field. Johnson going back. He's in front of the track setting up, reaching up just in front of the 410 marker to make the catch. That was tagged by Eric Chavez. And the way that it was hit, thought maybe it was going to have a little more carry towards right, but it must have just hung up in the wind and got knocked down. It went to the deepest part of the ballpark. And tagging and advancing on the fly ball was Matt Holliday, so he gets to the far turn with one away and Jack Cust. There are going to be a lot of these situations coming up in the course of the season that I think the A's would really benefit from seeing Jack Cust making some contact, runner at third, less than one out, driving in those runs. As off speed from Zambrano is outside. He snaps at the ball in a la K-Rod from that game in 2005 that everybody that's an A's fan remembers. Kind of whipped the glove at the ball coming back to the mound from Soto. He didn't catch it. It dropped right in front of him. But Soto goes out to the mound to talk to his frustrated right-hander. But Cust, in fairness, has actually shown some improvement in that category over the course of these last couple of weeks. He's 0 for 9 since homering on Friday night, but we have seen him situationally show some signs of improvement as he takes high. Now 2-0. Derek Lee is even with the baseline over at first base. Middle infield is back with a slight shift to the right as the 2-0 is low. 3-0. And they may prefer just to see if they can get the ground ball with Kurt Suzuki coming up behind Jack Cust. 3-0 is high, so a 4-pitch walk to Cust. And Suzuki will be the batter. No score if you're just joining us. The Cubs with the only hits in the ball game, just singles, harmless singles. Derek Lee and Ryan Theriot accounting for the only safeties so far. The A's have first and third and just one away for Suzuki. Right-hander versus right-hander. Soto will set up away for a first pitch, two-seamer. That's a strike. One of the emails we got comes from Brian Kranz. He says, I'm a full-fledged Cub fan and a closet athletics fan, the only AL team that I follow. In June of 2004, the A's visited Wrigley. I was there for the Mulder Pryor game. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 0-2. If I remember right, Barrett ended that game with a double in the bottom of the ninth. Anyway, have a great season, guys. I'll be tuned in. That is Brian Kranz. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, the A's and the Cubs obviously have not hooked up a whole heck of a lot. Zambrano's 0-2 is in the dirt. In fact, Zambrano has only faced the Athletics in a game that matters. I feel like we see him once a spring at least, but as far as games that count, he has only faced the A's one time, and that was in that June of 2004 that Brian is talking about. June 20th, the A's visited Wrigley Field. Yeah, the strike is called, and on the inside corner, taking the whole way was Suzuki. First strikeout for Zambrano with 2 away. Travis Buck will come up. Left-hand hitter, batting .279 this spring. He's hit 3 homers and driven in 13. Zambrano sets and fires. First pitch swinging on a changeup. He is Buck. He swings and misses for strike 1. The Cubs won that game. That was started by Zambrano 5-3. Zambrano beat Barry Zito. Zambrano went 6 2/3, gave up 5 hits, and struck out 8 Athletics batters, giving up just 1 run. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Rolling back to the screen, and it's quickly 0-2. The A's scored their only run in the game after Jermaine Dye led off with a double to right field and another double by Scott Hatterberg. Got the A's on the board in that game. They'd scored 2 runs later in the game, but Zambrano was very good against the A's on that June 2004 day. Swing, bouncing ball on the right side, foul past Todd Steverson, the A's first base coach. The Cubs scored 3 times in that game against Barry Zito in the first inning. Todd Walker hit by a pitch, then Moises Alou hit a home run, and then Aramis Ramirez scored on a Corey Patterson double. All right, 2 strikes. The pitch it hits Buck somewhere on the leg. It's a fastball that had to not feel very good, and clearly not what Zambrano was trying to do either, as it loads up the bases for Mark Ellis. So, hit him somewhere, I would think probably in the high calf. Left-hand batter with that right calf exposed towards the pitcher. So somewhere in that area, maybe it'll the outside of the right thigh. As the first pitch to Ellis is a sinker that's high. Zambrano's got plenty of movement today on his ball as well. I mentioned that about Braden.
Anybody want a lemonade down there?
And the 1-0 is a fastball in. He does not have control of that fastball right now. Soto wants to go out and talk to him about it, as that was about sternum high on Ellis and probably about a foot off the plate. And a guy who can throw mid-90s with relative ease, it can't be all that fun to dig in against a guy like that. As Ellis gets ready now for a pitch on 2 balls and no strikes. Checking his swing, a good slider that time that hangs in there for a called strike. Now 2-1 on Ellis. Holliday, Cust, and Buck are the runners as Zambrano misses low. Now 3-1, so he's a bad one away from allowing the game's first run. Crowd here, definitely a lot of Cubs faithful in attendance. As the 3-1 is swung on and hit high in the air, center field, left center field. 3 Cubs looking for it. It's Reed Johnson, the center fielder, who takes advantage of the wind, blowing straight out to center field as it brought it right back to him. Moving into the alley to make the catch. So the A's leave the bases stranded in their half of the second inning. We'll go to the top of the third. A's and Cubs, no score.
For a first-class baseball experience, check out A's Luxury Suites. Get all the excitement of the ballpark combined with the comfort of your living room. With Peter-style seating, televisions, couches, and a wet bar, A's Luxury Suites are perfect for hosting your friends, employees, and clients. You'll also get game notes and a program delivered right to your suite. For a limited time, get a 5-game A's Luxury Suite mini plans. Get a 6th game free. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO A's.
The A's Community Fund and Alta Bates Summit Medical Center invite youth baseball and softball teams to take the field with the team before Sunday home games. For more information, call 510-638-4900, extension 2329.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now with Tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit OaklandAthletics.com.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
To the top of the third inning we go, and we go back to the top of the Cubs lineup. Soriano, Miles, and Lee are the top three for the National League Central champion Chicago Cubs. Against Dallas Braden, who has been pretty good for the Athletics so far. As a left-hander, fires a first pitch to Soriano, runs a breaking ball down and away. Or down and in, excuse me. I said down and away. Started it away and came down and in on the veteran right-hand hitter, Soriano. He's in that crouch stance from the right side. Swings and loops a fly ball down the left field line that goes in fair. And over to second base, easing in there as Holliday plays the ball back from the corner of the warning track in foul territory. Is Soriano a leadoff double? That was a classic Soriano at bat. He's got that long loop, the quick wrist in his bat, and just kind of wrapped that one high in the air and looped it almost like a 60-degree wedge inside the left field line. Leadoff double for the Cubs. And Aaron Miles shows bunt, pulls it back on a pitch that ends up inside. It's 1-0. Another one of the email that's come in to radio@OaklandAthletics.com. It's from John in Modesto. Says, loved all the coverage of spring training. Thanks for being there. I think the A's will be much improved, young pitching or not. Braden checks second and comes home, and the bunt is third base side, but nobody's there. Chavez had come in for it. Braden actually fielded the ball as both guys charged the bunt on the left side, which was well placed, yet at the same time, it was one of those I think that maybe in the regular season you're a little more concerned with what you're going to do with a bunt on the left side, because there probably would have been a play over at third base. This is spring training, though, so you can just get the out, and Miles out 1-3 on the sack. That moves Soriano to the far turn. Off comes Derek Lee, who takes a fastball in, spins him away. It's 1-0 now on the Cub first baseman. Swing and a miss on the next pitch. Good slider that time from Braden. One more pace on that one as he gets a big swing and miss from Derek Lee, who was 3 for 3 yesterday with 2 doubles in a game against the Angels at the Cubs home stadium. Fastball in. 2-1. Yesterday the Cubs lost at home. Angels doubled them up 8-4. Sean Marshall taking the brunt of the Angel offense output, and Braden misses outside. Now 3 balls and a strike on the big right-hand hitter. Marshall gave up 8 runs on 8 hits over 3 1/3. Braden's fastball is on the hands of Lee, popped up, about the 6th row of seats beyond the A's bullpen on the right side. So the A's will head out of town today. Lots of the preparation going on. Guys checking out of their places, getting rental cars back to where they need to be, packing some of the items of where they're staying. As Lee sends a fly ball to center field, charging is Ryan Sweeney. It'll fall into the alley into short left center field. And the Cubs have the first run of the ball game on an RBI single by Derek Lee here in the top of the third inning, 1-0 Chicago. Didn't do a whole lot with that one either. I mentioned that he just sort of reached out and served the outside half offering in the first inning to right field for his first hit. Something similar there, something off speed, but Derek stayed with it. It was actually out front with it, but he's such a big man that he doesn't need a big swing to get the ball out of the infield. Now Milton Bradley, who takes a fastball high, 1-0. So Lee is now 5 for his last 5, combining the 3 for 3 yesterday. On 1-0. Bradley fouls this one back. He was on the fastball and kind of mad at himself. You could see him muttering something to himself as he climbs out of the batter's box for a second. To count 1 ball and 1 strike. He loves hitting from the right side. Against lefties, just far more comfortable. Even though his career splits, he's not that far off. He's a .303 career hitter against left, 271 versus right. There's a fastball from Braden. Misses, I guess, low. 2-1. Last year, though, against left-handed pitching for the Rangers, batted .341. .321 years. A snap throw over to first base on the tag. Giambi was on one knee, and Derek Lee got back to the bag. The safe sign put up by Brian Runge over at first base. But Braden is a very good move for Cubs fans that don't know. Braden has an excellent move to first. The 2-1. Swing line drive that's just foul off of third base and down the left field side. Continue with John and Modesto's email. Says, I think the veteran additions of Holliday, Cabrera, Garcia Parra, and bringing back Giambi will be the difference between our young pitchers being confident and not in over their heads. I think Crosby will settle into his role with the A's and grow from the veterans that Bean has put into place. I hope so, and think he'll be a big part of the A's success this year. That's John Yazel in Modesto. 2-2 is high. Now 3-2. Well, as it is, again, Braden looks like he'll be the guy on Monday night. All signs are pointing in that direction. The 3-2 is high, and Bradley with a base on balls. And second time through the order has not been easy for Dallas Braden. And to the mound goes Kurt Suzuki. In fact, Kurt Young is going to go to the mound himself and talk things over. He started off this third inning with the leadoff double by Soriano, who moved over to third on the sacrifice. Then Derek Lee with the single to center. And now a walk to Bradley ahead of Aramis Ramirez, who was the RBI leader for the Cubs last year. So this would be a nice situation to try to find a way out of. As Suzuki and Kurt Young retreat from the mound. Ramirez, who led off the second inning for Chicago, grounded out 5-3. Right-hand hitter, back in the box, open stance. Swing, line drive past Cabrera into left field. But it's not that far that as Holliday plays it back, that Lee can think about going any further than 90 feet, but the line keeps moving. And now, the biggest spot of the afternoon for Dallas Braden. As the bases are loaded, it's a 1-0 game. The A's have seen the Cubs get 4 hits already. They've already scored a run here in the third. And now Reed Johnson, veteran right-hand hitting outfielder. A chance with the bases loaded. The A's had the bases loaded in the last inning, did not score. And Johnson swings at a first pitch, lashing it foul off the right side, out of play. Oh and 1. Cubs looking for their 18th win of the spring. They're 17-16 with a tie. Pitch, swing and a miss. Very good changeup that time that Johnson did not recognize. Started it well up. So look good out of the hand of Braden. I think probably when he's going right, that's his best pitch for Dallas Braden, the changeup. Oh, 2 is a fastball that got Reed Johnson on the jersey. He tried to bend out of the way of that one and lean over the fastball that was inside. Instead, it got part of his jersey right around the stomach. And the hit by pitch moves the carousel around. And coming in to score is Derek Lee, and it's a 2-0 ball game. Milton Bradley goes over to third base. Aramis Ramirez is at second now. And Giovanni Soto, 23 home run author last year, takes a strike at the knees. 0-1. Right-hand hitter with the even stance. They set up inside on 0-1, and he hits the target. 0-2 now. Infield looking for 2 up the middle. Chavez about 5 steps from the line over at third base. Giambi at regular first base position. Not concerned about the runner as Braden misses away. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Giovanni Soto looking to see if he can deliver the big blow against the Athletics. Braden checks second and deals. Swing and a drive deep to center field. Sweeney's racing back. He's looking up. Grand slam! Giovanni Soto clears the bases and breaks it open for the Cubs here in the third inning. And it is 6-0 Cubs. It was a perfect pitch to hit. I don't know if it was the fastball, but it came in about thigh high, and Soto recognized it right away. And the wind, which was blowing straight out to center field, did not help the A's left-hander's effort either. As the first pitch is swung on by Ryan Theriot, fouled back to the screen. So Giovanni Soto, the 2008 National League Rookie of the Year, giving Cubs fans a reason to smile, and certainly A's fans a reason to be concerned. The guy who's on the line to be the opening night starter is getting rocked by the Cubs offense here. It's a called strike on Theriot, 1-2. And the pitch is a fastball in. Two. Swing, foul, back to the screen. Count holding it 2-2. So certainly not the development that the A's wanted to see in what is likely the final appearance on a mound for Dallas Braden before being on the hill for the opener. Swing and a fly ball off the end of the bat, but going into shallow center can be a tough play, and no one's going to get there. That wind that I was speaking of is whipping straight out to center field. So what could have been on a normal day a routine pop-up going back from short, Cabrera had trouble with it right away. He knew he was going to have trouble with it off the bat, in fact. Didn't try backpedaling. In fact, turned around and ran to a spot he thought maybe it would get to, but the wind just kind of helping drop that one beyond his reach. He had no shot at that one. And Theriot is aboard to keep the line moving for Carlos Zambrano, who swings at a first pitch, popping it out of play on the right side. Zambrano, who in his first at-bat grounded out a fielder's choice 6-4 to be exact to end the second inning. And the throw goes over to first base. So the A's now with bullpen action. All right. Hander working for the Athletics. From here, it might be Andrew Bailey, but I can't tell if That's who it is. Just throwing on the front slope of the mound as Braden misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that sound that you can hear in the crowd is a revelry of Cubs fans and the quiet murmur, concerned murmur of A's fans as the fly ball goes out to center field. Sweeney drifting with it, shades his eyes and makes the catch. That's just the second out. And Soriano will bat for the second time in the inning. Braden deals and misses outside. He doesn't really look all that focused now. He was paying some attention to the runner. Terrio over at first base. Certainly not finishing his pitches the same way. The snap throw goes over to first. Did they get him? They got him that time. So good move by Dallas Braden. That finishes the inning, but a pickoff, 1-3, ends the inning. But not before the Cubs strike and strike big with 6 runs, highlighted by a grand slam by the National League Rookie of the Year, Giovanni Soto. As we go to the bottom of inning number 3, it is 6-0 Cubs.
Hi, this is Ray Foskey. The A's Mathletics program combines math and baseball to make learning fun. Each 1st through 8th grade student who completes the workbook and turns in the answer sheet will earn 2 free tickets to an A's game courtesy of Ross Dress for Less and Comcast Sportsnet California. For more information or to download a workbook, visit the community page on oaklandathletics.com. Ross Dress for Less, Comcast Sportsnet California, and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit oaklandathletics.com.
On sale now, the best ticket plans to see your 2009 Oakland A's. Get discounted ticket prices, priority seat selection, and special deals on A's merchandise. Discount parking options are available, and season ticket holders pay the same price for all games in 2009. Full and partial season plans are available for as little as $66. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO-A's. Order today.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
Big number put on the board by the Cubs in the top of the third as Ryan Sweeney is the leadoff man. We go to the top of the order for the A's. Sweeney, Cabrera, Giambi against Carlos Zambrano, who sinks a fastball outside on the left-hand hitter. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 runs for the Cubs in the top half of this inning, as a stop drive is on 1 hop over to second base, where Aaron Miles from the rim of the outfield grass throws out Sweeney. 4-3 goes the A's center fielder to bring up Orlando Cabrera. Looking at some more of the email coming into radio at OaklandAthletics.com. Includes one from Berkeley, William Buckler. He was in the political science department at UC Berkeley. As a breaking ball from Zambrano is on the outer half for strike 1. Cabrera in his crouch. Soto sets up inside. A fastball is too far inside. 1-1. Will Buckler says, I enjoy listening to the ball game. I'm a big Cubs fan and A's fan, going to school at UC Berkeley, as this one's fouled off out of play. I like the Cubs to go 96-66 and win the NL Central Division while coming up short to the surprising Cleveland Indians in the World Series. On 1-2. Swing and a foul out of play again on the right side. I think after a slow start, the A's will win the AL wild card while going 91-71. Wow. The A's will come up only 2 games short of overtaking the Angels for the AL West title. 1-2. Curveball that's bounced over to third base and just under the glove of Aramis Ramirez. And Orlando Cabrera has the first A's hit of the afternoon. It's a single that comes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jason Giambi comes up. They'll come up 2 games short for the AL West title, but it won't matter as they will advance farther than the Angels, eventually losing in 7 games to the Indians in the ALCS. Hope my response is worthy of some tickets for a big baseball fan and his buddy. That's Will Buckler. Yes. A breaking ball hangs in at the knees of Giambi for strike 1. Big G in his first at bat grounded out. 3-1 to end the 1st inning. The shift on as Giambi fouls a fastball back to the screen. And it's 2 strikes. We've seen the 3 infielder configuration quite a bit as the Cubs have it now on the right side, but Aramis Ramirez playing practically at shortstop as the pitch is in the dirt. He's playing a shortstop double play depth shortstop. So Ramirez over at that side. Terrio, Miles, and Lee on the right as off speed now floats low and away. Count on Jason is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some of the other notes also include that Landon Powell, who should be the A's backup catcher to start the season, is taking batting practice today. Thought is he'll probably be fine, although Bob Guerin would like to see him play by Friday. Bouncing ball is on the right side, taken by Miles from a step into right field. Cabrera advances over to second base on the 4-3 putout of Jason Giambi. 0 for 2 on 2 ground ball outs, and Matt Holliday comes up. But Powell, the thought with him was that he'll probably get into a game by Friday, according to Bob Guerin. That's one of the benefits that he was talking about, Bob Guerin, with the long spring. As Matt Holliday takes low. It's 1-0 on the A's left fielder. Mentioned that while it was a long spring and the longest the A's have ever had, he felt like they needed every day of the spring. Good curveball that time. Slurve or something that broke through the front door on Holliday, 1-1. Just felt like with all the injuries, particularly with Chavez and Ellis, then the late additions of Cabrera and Garcia Parra, that they used all the days well. Swing and a miss. Reaching for an off-speed pitch. Holliday now in a 1-2 hole. A check at second as Zambrano deals on 1-2. Swing and a foul, high slicing foul, out of play down the right field side. Some of the other notes, you're looking at the pitching lines too, or the pitching schedule for the Athletics leading into the weekend. One name was kind of curiously missing, and that was Sean Gallagher, the former Cub right-hander. As the 1-2 pitch is swung on, bounced up the middle, charged by Terrio. He can't flag it down. Around third, coming in to score is Orlando Cabrera. As Matt Holliday singles into center field, the A's have their first run of the game. It's 6-1. Zambrano had showed some fits of wildness in the second inning. In fact, he loaded the bases. The A's getting 3 runners on without the benefit of a hit. The fastball is high and away now. Perhaps some of the difficulty coming with the big right-hander when he's pitching from the stretch. Might just be a coincidental thing, but as it's been, most of the time that he hasn't had the real sharp command has been with runners on base. as the A's have one now. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Count is 2-1 on Eric. 6-1, Cubs leading in the last of the third inning. Swing, pop, foul, out of play. Sean Gallagher, as I was mentioning, is not on the schedule of pitchers when they're supposed to go, as everything's pretty well lined up for the next 3 days for the A's pitching. Swing and a pop-up, carrying out to center field. Going to be an adventure there for Terrio, but he's going to make the catch. Finds it at the last moment, looking up into the sun. And the inning is over as the A's leave a runner aboard. But they score their first run. Still not enough to hang with the big top of the inning for the Cubs. And after 3 here, our score, 6-1 Chicago.
Hi, this is Ray Fosse. The A's Mathletics program combines math and baseball to make learning fun. Each 1st through 8th grade student who completes the workbook and turns in the answer sheet will earn 2 free tickets to an A's game courtesy of Ross Dress for Less and Comcast Sportsnet California. For more information or to download a workbook, visit the community page on OaklandAthletics.com. Ross Dress for Less, Comcast Sportsnet California, and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at Tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit OaklandAthletics.com.
On sale now, the best ticket plans to see your 2009 Oakland A's. Get discounted ticket prices, priority seat selection, and special deals on A's merchandise. Discount parking options are available, and season ticket holders pay the same price for all games in 2009. Full and partial season plans are available for as little as $66. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO-A's. Order today.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
Totals after 3 innings here at Phoenix Municipal Stadium. The Cubs with 6 runs on 7 hits. The A's with 1 run on 2 hits. Dallas Braden back to the hill, facing Alfonso Soriano, who has led off the inning. 3 of the 4 innings we have embarked upon today is he takes strike 1. And the veteran right-hand hitter, that crouch stance as they set up inside and pop up. Now it's more of a fly ball with the benefit of the wind, carrying out pretty well actually, as it turns out to the right fielder Travis Buck, and there is 1 away. Soriano definitely one of the big hitters in that Cubs lineup, and one of the big hitters here at spring training every year. Our good friend from the San Francisco Chronicle and SFGate.com, Susan Slusser, is alongside.
Hi, Robert.
How are you?
I'm fine. Sorry, I was running a little bit late.
That's all right. You got to do the day job. Is Aaron Miles, the Antioch kid, swings and fouls one back for strike 1. Not exactly what the A's or Dallas Braden had in mind here, and what should be the pre-opening night tune-up for Dallas Braden, as a 1-strike pitch is grounded over to shortstop. A couple steps to his right is Cabrera. Throws across. Quickly 2 up and 2 down, and I guess it would be nice to see Dallas rebound from a big Cubs 3rd inning here.
Yeah, I think there's got to be a little concern about the number of home runs he's given up in his last 2 outings, which is up to 4 now. But, people look at it and go, he's the opening day starter, he's the number 1 starter. It's just, there's not a lot separating any of the A's starters at this point. It's obviously a question mark. I think it's unfair to kind of put that on Dallas as well. He's not really a number 1 starter. Which one of them really is?
Somebody has to pitch the game is the idea.
Right. He had a pretty good spring up until his last outing, and then this one.
1-strike pitch is outside on Derek Lee. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And he's also still working on a lot of stuff, this cutter especially.
Yes. The pop-up goes out to center field, and Ryan Sweeney will make the catch for a 3-up, 3-down inning. as he did rebound much more nicely in this fourth than the third as we keep it here with Susan Slusser in a 6-1 game led by the Cubs. And that is something, it's certainly, it's like his slider at times when it flattens out. That's part of the problem with the cutter. If it's not cutting enough, it becomes a hittable pitch.
And he hasn't thrown it enough to know exactly what situations he wants to use it in, you know, especially when he's talking about left-handed. Like last week, that's what he said, like, wow, I've got to figure out when to throw that to left-handed hitters. You know, wants people to know it's there, but he doesn't want to throw it in a situation where it's going to hurt him.
You mentioned that very thing, I think it was 2 starts ago. It was a game here at Phoenix Muni, which he actually had a very good outing, and he mentioned that being the one pitch that he gave up some hits on it, and felt like, you know, it had the movement, but it didn't really. He didn't have the right feel for what count to throw it in, what situations to throw it in, and because of that, he threw it in some counts that he probably would have thrown something else had it. If you could do it all over again.
Right, and well, that's the good thing about spring training is you can do stuff like that. I think once the regular season hits, we're not going to see guys throwing stuff in strange counts or where they think they might not be able to get away with a pitch that they're still sort of learning. You know, I still would love to see him uncork a screwball here or there. They're not going to let him, but yeah, have fun with that. We haven't seen one for a long, long time.
Well, it does seem like they're, depending upon who you talk to within the organization, I think there are some of the members of A's baseball operations that would like to see him throw the pitch. Others that feel like, you know what, we want to keep him healthy, and probably the best idea is to not let him throw the pitch. Depending upon who you ask, I mean, there's sound rationale on both sides as Carlos Zambrano starts off Jack Cust with a cutting fastball inside for ball 1.
Well, it's seen as a pitch that's very hard on the arm, which is, you know, when you see how it breaks, you can see that. It's the opposite direction.
Broken bag, ground ball over towards first base where Derek Lee is behind the bag and goes to the bag. And Cust quickly out for out number 1, and Kurt Suzuki will be the batter after a visit to the mound. And Zambrano apparently done for the afternoon. As a pitching change will bring in another right-hander. Zambrano's afternoon over here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Luis Vizcaíno coming on, the former Athletic. There are a few former Athletics wearing Cubs uniforms these days. Susan, I see you saved one of the email that's come into radio at OaklandAthletics.com for you. I asked both the A's and the Cubs audience today the simple question, how your team will do in 2009, and people have derived from that with a bunch of different questions, including let's see here, Shane in Chicago, who says that the Cubs are reportedly shopping Chad Godin after his poor spring. Do you think the A's, with their rotation injuries, should try to reacquire Chad Godin from the Cubs? My initial thought reading that was, I don't think that's anywhere on the A's radar.
No.
Yet at the same time, I've heard worse ideas.
They definitely like Chad when he was here. There's no doubt about it. He hasn't seemed like he's been the same since he took that fall off the curb and kind of hurt his back. Spring is so hard to judge from, as it is. But they've been very, very clear that they don't want to look outside the organization for starting pitching. Who knows? This time of year, when guys start popping up on waiver wires and are available for very little, suddenly you see a guy that you've liked for a long time and you can have for nothing. They could change their tune. But I doubt it's anything that they would be thinking of, and certainly not for the immediate future.
You mean you didn't project back on March 1st that Curtis Thigpen would be in Oakland Athletics?
I missed that one. The A's picked up Rocky Roque from the Cubs today, speaking of Cubs pitchers.
That is another one of the email that's come in.
Great
I
name.
missed that one.
Rocky
Roque.
He's from San Luis Obispo. So a Central California coaster.
Is he a Mustang?
Like myself.
He is,
yeah.
Okay. Cal Poly is the veteran right-hander Luis Vizcaíno now on as Kurt Suzuki bounces a ball on 2 hops to the third base coach Mike Gallego for strike 1. Rocky Roque, tell us about this minor league reliever obtained today or a player to be named later. I know nothing about
Well,
him.
I don't know much about him either. He's a reliever, and he's going to go to Double-A Midland. At least that's what they're projecting. He's going straight to minor league camp. I mean, it's interesting in that it's another indication Andrew Bailey is probably on the big league team to start the season. They need more relief in the, sort of high to middle parts of the organization. Also might signal that 40-man roster move that they'll probably need to make they will need to make to get Bailey on the team. Might be a reliever coming off.
1-1 is an opposite field drive over the head of Aaron Miles and into right field. So Kurt Suzuki gets his first hit of the afternoon. It's the third hit for the A's. Comes with one away here in the bottom of inning number 4. If you're just joining us, Susan Slusser alongside for our webcast finale of 2009.
Bye-bye, blonde cat.
I know. And it's just it's the regular radio.
Rest
of the way through 2009.
This is irregular radio.
It is irregular. It's newfangled radio on the interweb thing.
Interweb.
It's all around the world. Travis Buck taking a fastball, letter high for a strike from Vizcaíno. 0-1. I think this is probably I had to ask, you were there in the dugout when I asked manager Bob Guerin about some of the, who maybe was the most pleasant surprise of the spring, and Andrew Bailey's name came up.
Bob didn't seem to be very surprised by that.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
A swing and a drive, it's foul on the right side. I guess so, and that's certainly, I guess in some ways, it does really go back to the fact that a couple of years ago, before all the transactions were made, Andrew Bailey, probably with very little qualification, was looked at as one of the top pitching prospects in the organization.
Right. Of course, he was a starter there.
He was a starter then, yeah.
This is the surprise to me, is he's only been in relief for half a season.
Swinging a drive deep to right field. Looking up is Milton Bradley, and this is gone. A 2-run homer for Travis Buck off of Carlos Zambrano here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Travis continues to make the most of the plate here in Arizona, as the lead is cut in half now. It is 6-3 Chicago. 4th home run of the spring for Travis Buck.
Yeah, that's he's got the league team leader in that and the team leader in RBIs.
Finally passed John Doolittle?
Yes, he did.
How about that?
Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little Sean Doolittle in the Bay Area. They sometimes borrow people, and if there's anybody that's been borrowed this spring, it's been Sean Doolittle.
He's been the most big league minor leaguer in the history of spring training, I would think.
Almost every day. There's no doubt they like that kid. I think he's in September. He might even be somebody we see in September, depending on his year.
1-0 is a soft drive to right field. That will be caught. Making the catch on the run is Milton Bradley from right. Got some help from the wind, making sure that I got out to him, playing deeper in right, and there's 2 outs for Rajay Davis. Now, this was a planned move, as Ryan Sweeney, who was leading off and playing center field, was scheduled just for a couple of at-bats. As Bob Guerin was mentioning before the game, there aren't a whole lot of health restrictions right now for his club, but this being one of them, as Rajay fouls this one back, and I'm glad that you moved away, because that might have been where your seat was.
I think I was heading right toward Bob Rose.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy.
That's why they've got so many PR people.
He's a lot tougher than he looks. I'm certain of that. Count on Rajay. 1 strike as Vizcaíno's next pitch is a fastball which runs high and tight, 1-1, but Andrew Bailey clearly has been as good a pitcher as the A's have had this spring.
Yes, he is. I'd say he's been as good a pitcher as anyone has had this spring.
The 1-1. Again, another fastball. Same location, missing in 2-1. But it all just kind of came together for him. After last year, a slow start as a starter at Double-A Midland, finally converting him to a reliever. As a 2-1. Good breaking ball that time for Vizcaíno. Through the front door now, 2-2. After that happened, he had an ERA after 1 for the rest of the 2008 campaign. And here he is at big league camp, and showing no signs of that momentum trailing off. There's a 2-2 reach for a good slider away as Vizcaíno retires Rajay Davis, and the inning is over, but not before the A's are able to get a couple more runs on a Travis Buck home run. The 2-run shot gets the A's a little bit closer, and after 4 innings here in Phoenix, 6-3 Cubs.
Hi, this is Ray Fossey. The A's Mathletics program combines math and baseball to make learning fun. Each 1st through 8th grade student who completes the workbook and turns in the answer sheet will earn 2 free tickets to an A's game courtesy of Ross Dress for Less and Comcast Sportsnet California. For more information or to download a workbook, visit the community page on oaklandathletics.com. Ross Dress for Less, Comcast Sportsnet California, and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit oaklandathletics.com.
On sale now, the best ticket plans to see your 2009 Oakland A's. Get discounted ticket prices, priority seat selection, and special deals on A's merchandise. Discount parking options are available, and season ticket holders pay the same price for all games in 2009. Full and partial season plans are available for as little as $66. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO A's. Order today.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
Through 4 innings here in Phoenix, the A's down 6-3 to the Chicago Cubs. Dallas Braden continuing on as a big hack taken by Milton Bradley, continuing to bat right against the left-hander. Dallas Braden 0-1, the count on the All-Star from a year ago, Milton Bradley. Swing, broken bat, fly ball goes out to left field. The barrel of the bat is near Eric Chavez as the catch is made by Matt Holliday for out number 1. Milton, 3-year deal. How about that?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think a lot of people were wondering initially if this would be a good fit for him. You know, he sometimes gets a little fiery, and obviously the Cubs have a very fiery manager, and there was talk about, they get along, and actually, I think they have. I think it could be a very nice. It's certainly what they needed.
Swing and a drive off the bat of Aramis Ramirez to center field, where Rajay Davis is taken over for Ryan Sweeney. 1-out single for the Cub third baseman. I got a chance to spoke to him for about 45 minutes the other day. Milton over at the Cubs clubhouse, and he just really felt like this is a really good fit for him, and that. If there's been any concern for him thus far, it's been the fact that people keep asking if he feels okay. It's like, well, you know what? Yeah, I'm okay. Like they're looking for an injury, which is somewhat understandable.
Yeah, his history, of course, people are, and sometimes I think people are just asking to be polite and to be nice.
Sure.
And sometimes it can be taken the wrong way.
No, that's a good point. As Reed Johnson fouls this one off the right side out of play. In fact, he did mention that even his teammates ask about it, and so that is somewhat of an agitation to him at times. Yet, as I pointed out to him, I mentioned, hey, you're not exactly the guy who's going to chirp up just because he's got a little bruise here and there.
That's right. Well, I think most of us would like to see Milton succeed in the right environment. He has. Whatever you want to say about him, he's had a lot of really strange and some bad breaks, and frankly, just not an easy life in general. And he's got an enormous amount of talent, and that, in terms of his baseball skills, he's exactly what they were looking for.
2-strike pitch on the way is inside. 1-2 on Reed Johnson with a runner at first. 6-3 is our score. Andrew Bailey continuing to work in the A's bullpen. He might be done with his warm-up tosses, or very close to it. Plenty of hitting room in left field. Wind blowing very strong to straightaway center as the 1-2 is chopped over to third. Easy play for Chavez to go to second for 1, and down to first. They go around the horn and end the inning So Braden gets through 5 innings. We'll keep it here, visiting with Susan after 4 1/2. The Cubs leading 6-3. One of the things I was mentioning just before you came in, actually, was with regard to the former Cubs right-hander, Sean Gallagher, because we have the thumbnail as to the pitching plans for the Athletics.
Yeah, and you're not seeing Gallagher on that list.
And his name is not on the list.
Well, I asked about him today.
Right.
And nobody, they don't know what they're doing with him yet.
Right.
His date of pitch is Friday. He's definitely not pitching Friday. He could go Saturday a little bit in relief, and Sunday is a possibility. Sunday, of course, he would either have to throw like a simulated bullpen, or he would have to, or a simulated game, or he'd have to go get work in minor league camp, which has no games that day. He would have to pitch in an inter-squad. So that, to me, right there kind of signals that maybe they're not looking at him as a starter right now. There's no obvious place to put him to pitch. If they want to give him that one last big opportunity to show him what they can do, the way Outman got yesterday, I don't see where it is.
I guess looking back at the comments that he had after his most recent start, it did sound like he had identified exactly what the problem was with him in the game over the weekend. But it was a mechanical issue. He's talking about how he wanted to get more of definitely more of his lower body, more of his entire body involved in pitching, and not just all arm as he described himself in his last outing, which good news, bad news kind of thing. He knows what he needs to do, but if it's that simple, you'd think he'd be able to fix it.
Well, yeah, I mean, pitching is so complicated. There's so many different moving parts, and everybody's different. The idea was he would work on the things he needed to work on in bullpen sessions this week. But again, you'd think they'd want to see him in action with it to really gauge where he is to start. I think that there's a very good chance that he will be going to Sacramento to work on it rather than here. I'm not sure that the bullpen would be the ideal spot for him to be trying to get back his feel for his mechanics. So, I don't. One member of the A's organization told me they think Sean would be excellent in relief, partly because he can throw hard. He hasn't thrown very hard this spring. That might be a mechanical thing. He's been around 89, 91, but he can throw 93, 94. And that could be a good thing to have coming out of your bullpen.
No doubt.
So, it's interesting. I think they've got so many good young arms that they're kind of open to all sorts of different options for all of them. Whatever the best fit is, relief, starting, go to Sacramento, come back. It's going to be a very fluid situation, both in the rotation and in the bullpen this year.
Orlando Cabrera is facing a new right-hander for the Cubs that wasn't able to figure out who it was. It's 50-something as the right-hander gets a strike on Orlando Cabrera. 0-1, but the only 50s that I see scheduled to pitch today already went. That was Luis Vizcaíno. So
definitely not Luis.
The search continues for the name of this right-hander who has a good curveball that swung on and missed by Cabrera, and quickly 0-2 on the A's shortstop. And a 6-3 game. A's batting in the bottom of the 5th. Jason Giambi on deck. Tries the breaking ball again. This time it's in the dirt. Now 1-2. And talking about the pitching, what we do know, we didn't know where Sean Gallagher was going to be, but we know that tomorrow in San Francisco we're going to see Trevor Cahill on the hill.
Yes, we will.
As the 1-2 is a strike at the knees. Cabrera walked away, and he knew it as he heads back to the A's dugout. Trevor Cahill will be followed by some kind of sequence that will involve the A's closer Brad Ziegler, left-hander Jerry Blevins, and left-hander Gio Gonzalez. Another intriguing situation there involving an A's pitcher where maybe they just genuinely don't know what they're going to do with.
Yeah, he's going to get 2 innings, and if the innings don't work out that way, he might wind up throwing 1 inning in the game and 1 inning in the bullpen. An awful lot of scouts have said over the last couple of years that he would look great in the bullpen. A lot of people see him as a reliever. So maybe that will be the case starting the season. He's certainly not built up to start yet.
1-0 is swung on. Good breaking ball that time. Giambi went fishing, comes up empty.
The one question mark with Gio in the bullpen is he does tend to get so amped up. Will that be, maybe even more dramatic coming out of the bullpen? Or is that something that he can almost maybe harness to use? Come in and kind of channeling all the adrenaline, and maybe if you focus with all that, he does wear his heart on his sleeve, but maybe that could be a good thing coming out of the bullpen and in a big set. Dennis Eckersley certainly was somebody that had a lot of emotion.
He did, really? 2-1 is through the shift and into right field as Aaron Miles was the second left fielder, and he still wasn't able to track it down as Jason Giambi gets aboard here in the A's fifth inning. He'll get a pinch runner for him as Derek Barton will give him the rest of the day off, presumably sliding into the first base spot when the Cubs come up in the sixth inning.
Now, I just want to say I'm not comparing Gio and Dennis Eckersley.
Right,
not yet.
Right.
But it can be done. You can have a fiery sort of temperament and use it well.
Gio would look good with the long hair and a mustache as Holliday checks his swing on a breaking ball too late.
I'm not sure I buy that, Robert. I'm not sure he would.
I don't know. He's got a lot of style.
He does. Big personality.
Lives in South Florida. See him rocking that mullet kind of look on South Beach. One strike pitch to Holliday is a breaking ball away, but Holliday again could not hold his swing in time, and it's 0-2. Whoever this right-hander is right now looks pretty good.
Mystery Man?
Yes.
It's really my fault. I was kind of distracting you, I think, when they were announcing it.
Cubs fans are the ones that are concerned. They don't mind. They're up 6-3. That's all they care about. Big breaking ball called for strike three. And Holliday walks away, as Cabrera did. A couple of called strikeouts. And Eric Chavez is the batter. He is 0 for 2, but I guess most importantly for A's fans, he's playing.
He looks good.
He does. They'll set up away for the first pitch, and it comes inside for ball one.
Yesterday I went and talked to him, and it was, the day after he played in back-to-back games, and he said he felt better yesterday after coming out of 2 straight games than he had the day before out of coming out of 1. So he was very encouraged by that. I don't think there's any doubt that he's ready for opening night.
Off speed, floats high and away. Alex Maestri. There we go.
Do we have a
I'm sure he's a heck of a guy. Alex Maestri is our pitcher.
Oh, that's our pitcher. Okay.
Yeah. Who knew?
Oh, you and the interweb.
The interweb tells you all kinds of neat things. Breaking ball, drops in for a strike. He is a native Italian from Cesena, Italia. And he still lives in Vicerba, Italia. And got that without 1 day of Italian
I'm sure
class.
You've got virtually none of it correct.
Probably. Soft drive goes over towards the A's bullpen. Kicks off the mound and rolls around down in the corner. The count 2-2. He pitched at single A and double A last year for the Cubs. A starter most of the year last year who had excellent control numbers at the Midwest League. 66 strikeouts to 27 walks in 78 innings. So that's who's on the hill right here.
And he's probably very familiar with Kristen Northia.
Could be. If not, they should hook up and swap some stories as Eric looks at a 2-2 pitch that's high and away. Now 3-2. We'll get to some more of the email coming into radio at oaklandathletics.com. I already know we're not going to get to all of it. There have been plenty of contributions, but hey, if you wanted to sneak one in. Barton with the head start and called strike three. And how about Alex Maestri, who ends up striking out the side, called against the Athletics, despite a Jason Giambi one-out single. Looking pretty good against some big league guys. As the A's and Cubs are through 5. It is 6-3 Cubs. And we were also chatting about the fact that when we look at the pitchers, as Andrew Bailey comes in to face the Cubs in the 6th. We mentioned that tomorrow we'll see Trevor Cahill, Brad Ziegler, Gio Gonzalez, and Jerry Blevin. Friday night at AT&T Park, Dana Evelyn will be on the hill. Santiago Casilla, Michael Wirtz, and Brad Ziegler. Ziggy will go back-to-back outings. And then Saturday, the first Bay Area appearance of young Mr. Brett Anderson. How exciting would that be?
I think that's pretty neat. He also might wind up pitching that home opener. They haven't decided yet, I think, where he'll pitch, if he'll be in the 4th slot or in that 5th slot. So it'd be kind of nice for him to already have pitched there, you know.
Because as it worked out, if I remember correctly from looking over the pitching line, this is sort of a coincidental thing, he only pitched one game before the home folks all spring here at Phoenix Municipal Stadium.
That
is that
strange,
right?
Yeah.
So be interesting to see how he'll do with a lot of the green and gold faithful watching, and that's, I mean, hey, let's face it, normally the game that's part of the Bay Bridge series in Oakland, I don't think there's a whole bunch of fans. I mean, it's certainly the diehard ones that might be there for midweek against Kansas City. Those are the same fans that'll be there for the Saturday Bay Bridge game, but there's a little sizzle to this one with Brett Anderson making his big league stadium debut, and Matt Holliday making his Oakland Coliseum debut. He's never played at the Coliseum. So
I think it's nice that both Cahill and Anderson get to pitch on a big league mound in a big league stadium before they make their big league debuts, with Cahill going tomorrow. Dallas Braden has gone back out to the bullpen to throw a little more. So I think they definitely wanted to get some time in for some other pitchers and make sure that Dallas gets all his work in, too.
Hence, Andrew Bailey coming in to face the Cubs in the 6th inning, facing Giovanni Soto. First pitch swinging, sends a deep fly ball to center field. Davis looking up. This one is gone. It's about 20 feet up on the batter's eye, and Andrew Bailey surrenders his first run of all of spring training. And Giovanni Soto unloads with his second home run, and it's 7-3 Chicago. Man.
He looks pretty locked in.
You think? He's okay right now, huh?
He is okay. Well, you know, it's first run that Bailey's given him. Now we see how he responds to that.
That's a big part of it, is a strike is called to Ryan Theriot. That's a conversation that I had with Trevor Cahill from the last couple of outings in which there were some big innings put on the board. Padres having one big inning on Friday night as a strike is called here. Bailey now with a 2-strike count on Ryan Theriot. He did not get to come out after the big inning against the Padres, but did against the Dodgers. As Bailey with a fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner, so there's a good response there. But that is a big part of it, because undoubtedly, and it's happened for those guys in the minors as well, they'll have a big inning that they allow. How you respond is clearly a test, and definitely on this stage as they progress to see what they do. That's all part of the process.
Well, that's what really separates them in the end. Bailey, he works fast. But yeah, it comes right back with a strikeout. That's cool.
Goes Kei Fukudome. Looked at a fastball for a strike on the outer half, 0-1.
Yeah, it's interesting. He said really one of the reasons why they switched him from starting to relief,
swinging a foul out of play left side,
was that he was kind of nitpicking too much as a starter. He was spending too much time trying to hit some spots, and then he'd fall behind, and they put him in relief, and he immediately started throwing strikes. He kind of locked in, went very, very aggressive, changed his whole approach.
Breaking ball for ball 1, just off the outside corner, 1-2.
He certainly doesn't look like he nibbles at all anymore.
No.
He is right around the strike zone with pretty much everything.
1-2 is low. These are situations right here, too, against the left-hand hitters. Bailey does not, he has a change, but he's not comfortable throwing a changeup. So to see if the cutter's going to be enough for him, or just being able to try to spot the fastball, it'll be interesting to see that challenge if he indeed is on the big league roster to start the season. As the 2-2 is popped up on the left side, carrying out the short left field, where Matt Holliday comes in, and that's not Matt, is it?
No.
That is not Matt. Is somebody wearing the number 4?
I don't think it's Eric Patterson.
It is not Jermaine Clark. It's not Miguel Tejada. We have our extra list here somewhere. Put out goes 7 in your scorecard. If you're scoring off of this, too, you're in trouble. Danny Putnam.
Is it Danny?
How did we miss Danny Putnam?
I was about to say it kind of looks like Danny.
Yeah, Soriano wrapping another base hit into left field.
My Stanford guy.
You got to take care of your Cardinal.
I do. I do. He hit that monster shot here earlier this year. My goodness, he hit the ball off the clock out there. Actually, I think it was right under the clock, but still.
It was near it.
Yeah, it was on the OaklandAthletics.com.
Couldn't.
And I just don't want to talk about the competition.
He could have knocked us into tomorrow. Sorry.
Or later this afternoon, at least.
Yes. Aaron Miles now will bat left-handed for the first time this afternoon. As Bailey gets a fastball at the knees.
You mentioned Bailey's throwing the cutter. It's funny watching all these guys coming up throwing the cutter because of Gil Patterson's influence, and everybody, including Bailey, have been working on the changeup, the sort of Rich Harden changeup they've termed it. It's the same grip.
Bosh.
And that's from Ron Romanek. So they've really had both of those guys are really sort of putting, their hampering on these young pitchers coming through and really adding to their games with some of the stuff that they like to teach.
I like the fact that if he's going to be in the Bay Area in early April, he may be able to help the Blonde family prepare their taxes. A business major. 2-strike pitch is fouled out of play.
That's what you're looking for, really?
Well, you're familiar with his business background. He was a business major at Wagner College, and in fact, in this past off-season, worked for a family-owned stock brokerage where he lives in Jersey. And that is something that perhaps next off season, he may even study to take his Series 7.
Wow.
He is a versatile human being.
I knew he went to Wagner. I did not know the other stuff. Yeah, he's part of their.
Because you do not listen to enough of the A's webcasts.
You're right. I do. I've listened to virtually none of them.
That's true. Throw goes over to first base.
He's really part of this growing New Jersey sort of mob.
They are the Jersey boys.
Term.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Mazzaro.
And he knew most of them coming through New Jersey or ran into them or knew of them. Like everyone knows the cusps in New Jersey. And he played against Sean Doolittle. He said, Sean Doolittle, he's hit against him when Sean Doolittle was pitching. He said Doolittle threw a one-hitter against his high school team.
Doolittle, as some A's fans know, was projected to be a pitcher out of high school. In fact, was drafted in the late rounds by the Braves out of high school. As Bailey with a long pause, now at 1-2 with a breaking ball that is hit to center field, and it's caught by Rajay Davis, and the inning is over. Susan, we'll see you back in the Bay Area. Are you going to be there tomorrow? Or
I will be there
Saturday. Saturday at the Coliseum.
I'm avoiding San Francisco.
You are. That's okay. We've seen plenty of National League anyway down there, haven't we?
Yeah, who needs to watch that?
Interleague stuff. Well, you can catch it on the interweb if you really wanted to.
Oh, yeah. You know it.
Thanks, Robert. Susan Slusser joining us here as we go to the bottom of the sixth, or head for the bottom of the sixth, and the A's down by a score of 7-3.
Hi, this is Danny Evelyn. With a donation to the A's Community Fund, you can surprise a friend or loved one during an A's home game with a personalized scoreboard message. Call 510-638-4900, extension 2329, or click on community@oaklandathletics.com.
For a first-class baseball experience, check out A's Luxury Suites. Get all the excitement of the ballpark combined with the comfort of your living room. With Peter-style seating, televisions, couches, and a wet bar, A's Luxury Suites are perfect for hosting your friends, employees, and clients. You'll also get game notes and a program delivered right to your suite. For a limited time, get a 5-game A's Luxury Suite mini plans. Get a 6th game free. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO A's.
The A's Community Fund and Alta Bates Summit Medical Center invite youth baseball and softball teams to take the field with the team before Sunday home game. For more information, call 510-638-4900, extension 2329.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit oaklandathletics.com.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
Jack Cuss will lead off for the Athletics in the bottom half of inning number 6. 7-3, the Cubs leading. They've led since putting a 6th spot on the board in the 3rd inning. As a breaking ball from the new left-hander into the ball game is Jason Waddle, number 76. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the 1-0 pitch is low to Cost. 2-0. 7 runs on 10 hits for the Cubs. 3 runs on 5 hits for the A's. Swing and a foul back over the concrete canopy, Phoenix Municipal Stadium. Always a cozy home for the A's during the spring. Factor in the bias, but I think it's probably as ideal a spring training spot as you're going to find anywhere. 2-1 is a slider well outside. Sailing away on the left-hand hitter. 3-1 now. The wind really kicking up. Blowing out to center and a bit to right as a swing and a high drive that's well foul. Just killed that one. It goes about 10 rows up in the seats to where there's a fence beyond the end of the seating on the concourse that separates the end of the seating in the grandstands to where the backfield is for the A's. It was up around there as the 3-2 is reached for and fouled back out of play. Waddle, the Cubs left-hander, 27 years old, signed as a minor league free agent this offseason. And left-hander deals. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 3-2. Last year was in Double-A Connecticut, was with the Giants. 0-3, 2 saves, a 3.38 ERA. He was drafted by the Giants in 2001. Jason Waddle. And a slider called for a strike. Cuss thought it was low, but was taking as Waddle gets the strikeout of Cuss. And as it works out for the Athletics, 4 of the last 5 batters have been punched out. The first one for Waddle. It brings up Kurt Suzuki with 1 away and nobody on. Wanted to make sure we got you up to date on more of what's been going on for the Athletics. As a foul by Curtis Thigpen now, who's in Kurt Suzuki's spot. Pinch hitting here, the number 7 spot in the order. Curtis Thigpen, right-hand hitter. Batting with a count of 0-1. The pitch is a fastball that's just below the knees. 1-1. One of the other topics of conversation was that of Justin Duxer, who underwent the arthroscopic procedure yesterday. According to Bob Guerin, it was nothing major that was found in there. So a pretty standard procedure as it goes, as a fastball is outside on the right-hand hitter. Now 2-1. They thought that was great news, and they felt like the A's 2-time All-Star's not far from rehab. High and away now on Curtis Thigpen. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a fly ball carrying out to right field. That will be caught by the new right fielder. That is Brandon Dyer, I believe it is. Yes. With 2 outs now, Travis Buck will come up. So Duxer is going to about a week or 2 away from rehabbing is what they thought, as Buck takes inside, spins out of the way of that offering. He's going to be working with Garvin Alston, who was member of the coaching staff at Single A Stockton last year, but is now in a different role. Fastball, inside corner, 1-1. He's going to be I guess kind of like a rehab coordinator for the A's. And he'll be in charge of working with Justin. Fastball missing low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Base is empty with 2 away. And Justin will be, as Guerin said, he'll be back with the club whenever he can pitch. As a foul is off the handle. Sometimes with a rehab assignment, you never know what's going to happen from player to player, pitcher to pitcher. They'll stay with the club so they can be under the guidance of the top coaches and decision makers and medical staff. And 2-2 is a fastball just off the outside corner as the count goes full. Mark Ellis is on deck. But Garvin is going to be working with Justin here in the Valley, and they'll use all the facilities available here at Popgo Park, the A's minor league complex. 3-2, bouncing ball up the middle and into center field. Left of the shortstop and right of the bag at second. It works its way into center field. A 2-out single for Travis Buck, who has reached every time he has come to the plate today. Got hit by one pitch. He homered in the 4th, and now with a single coming with 2 outs in the last of the 6th inning. And Mark Ellis swinging at a first pitch, sending a drive to left field. Should be playable for the left fielder, Ty Wright, who had gone in for Alfonso Soriano. Makes the catch, and the inning is over. So the A's get just a 2-out single from Travis Buck and fail to score. We'll go to the 7th inning. Cubs leading the A's 7-3.
Hi, this is Ryan Sweeney. Union Bank of California gives low-income children the chance to come out to an A's game and receive a free A's souvenir with a Little A's program. For more information, click on Community at OaklandAthletics.com.
Your first chance to see the 2009 A's at home is Saturday, April 4th. The A's will play the final game of the preseason Bay Bridge Series against the San Francisco Giants. Game time is at 1:05. Tickets are on sale now at all tickets.com outlets and at the Coliseum box office. To order by phone, call 877-493-BALL, or to purchase tickets online, visit the A's official website, OaklandAthletics.com.
Hi, this is Danny Evelyn. With a donation to the A's Community Fund, you can surprise a friend or loved one during an A's home game with a personalized scoreboard message. Call 510-638-4900, extension 2329, or click on Community at OaklandAthletics.com.
Make plans now to bring your group to see the 2009 Oakland A's. For most games this season, groups of 25 or more fans qualify for discount tickets. Ask about the barbecue terrace and plaza packages, private seating in home run territory for groups of 50 or more. Save up to $10 more for field level group tickets on Super Saver dates. And there's also 6 games to choose from for half price tickets. Book your game today by calling 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO-A's.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
Andrew Bailey continues on for another inning as we go to the top of inning number 7. Cubs with a 7-3 lead. The right-hander facing Derek Lee. Starts him off with a strike at the knees. Just joining us, Andrew Bailey finally gave up a run as a check swing on a cutter that's down and away. Held up in time was Derek Lee, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Bailey, who had been perfect in the earned run department all spring and before Giovanni Soto's solo shot as a bouncing ball goes over to Corey Wimberly now in the ballgame over at second base. Jogging down the first baseline was an easy out as Derek Lee retired to lead off the 7th inning. And in Milton Bradley's spot now is Brandon Guyer, Guyer. Or actually, no, it is not going to be Geyer. It's going to be Ty Wright, who had gone in left field. I beg your pardon, Ty Wright, the left fielder, as he pops up the first pitch behind the screen out of play. And the wind has got to be at least 35, 40 miles an hour, if not more now, as it's blowing out straight away and towards left at this point. As a pop-up is on the right side of the infield. Could be tricky. Barton looking for it. Wimberly. Oh, he does not make the catch. It did blow past him and into short right field. That was a tough play the whole way. He saw that, and that was where that wind was going to play some tricks. The wind has easily got to be 35 to 40 miles an hour, and so a very tough E4 charged to Corey Wimberly. Probably the right call, but a very tough play indeed, with the way that just shot up in the air off the bat of Ty Wright, and he's standing over at second base. A return visit from Susan Slusser from the A's clubhouse.
Well, I figured I'd give you some news since you were so nice to invite me on.
Absolutely. As the one-strike pitch is bounced foul over towards the A's dugout.
Well, we just went, it's been a big hush-hush secret that Dallas Braden's the opening night starter since, we only figured it out about a week and a half ago. But they had not said, and they were still not saying before the game that it was official. And Dallas said after his rough inning, he was about to go back out, and Bob Guerin came over and said, go get out of here, 1, 2, 3, and then you'll be our opening night starter on Monday night.
Wow. So that's an interesting development as the pop-up is near the screen and back into the stand. So he told him that after that.
Kind of go get him, and by the way, you're also pitching on Monday.
And so as it worked out, Soriano, Miles, and Lee went out 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So who's fired up?
Wow. All right. That's the very latest.
Yeah. So it's official. I mean, I don't think you're surprised.
Yes, exactly.
Because there was really nobody else it possibly could have been. So.
Was there any news on the trade of Rich Harden back to the Athletics?
Oh, yeah. That one's, I think that's happening right now.
Around?
Yeah.
There are several reports that are coming in on this April the 1st that that's happening. A fly goes inside the line in right field off the bat of Kyle Reynolds. That will score another run for the Cubs and makes it an 8-3 ball game.
It's amazing the number of trade rumors you hear on this date.
Isn't it the weirdest thing?
It is. I honestly thought Rocky Roque earlier was an April Fool's trade.
Come on, seriously.
Rocky Roque, come on. That's a cartoon character.
Sounds like either a cartoon character or some kind of a French ice cream flavor.
I like that better. Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
All right.
I'll let you do the day job, but thank you for the update.
Sure. For you and your listeners.
Absolutely.
Pretty much anything. Bye.
They both appreciate it as the A's and Cubs continue on here in the 7th inning. Andrew Bailey, who delivers a strike to Joey Gathright, the veteran outfielder, the speed-burning Joey Gathright. Left-hand hitter. As Bailey steps off, Gathright, who of course began his career as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. And that was a tough outfield to break into when he surfaced at the big league level. One strike pitch is just off the end of the bat, just kind of flipped the bat out there, making contact with that. About a 45 hopper as the first 4 bounces were fair, and getting to third base, it goes foul. Joey Gathright, 27 years old. He's going to be 28 in at the end of this month, actually, on the 27th. Signed as a free agent with the Cubs. The cutter's in on the hands of Gathright, fouled back to the screen, 0-2. Spent the last, or parts of the last 3 seasons in Kansas City, was traded there after making 25 appearances at the big league level for the Rays. Mid-season acquisition, and got into 79 ball games for Kansas City in 06. Bouncing ball, foul towards the Cub dugout. So there you have it. Dallas Braden, your opening night starter. And there's probably a lot of people who already knew that. But an honor nonetheless, as it's now official. You can tell people As a two-strike pitch, a whirl and a throwback over to second base. As Cliff Pennington had gone in at shortstop. With the runner over at second. Bailey's next pitch is a changeup, and it's in the dirt, strike 3, and the throw by Curtis Thigpen. Strikeout 2-3. The putout on Gathright. Now Coy Hill, the former Diamondback. As we talked about on the Monday of last week, really remarkable recovery for the catcher, slated to be the backup to Giovanni Soto for the Cubs. As Bailey, a fastball at the knees is a strike. Hill was involved in a carpentry accident which severed 3 of his fingers and his thumb on his right hand. That was in October, November of 2007. As the one-strike pitch is the cutter down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike now is Andrew Bailey. Trying to see if he can get out of the second inning with no more damage. And would escape with just an unearned run charged to his card. 1-1 is a fastball in. 2-1. It was handed a note. Says, "Dear Robert, please say hello to Jackie in Canton, Ohio, a severely displaced A's fan listening today." It's from Kathleen, a properly, in her words, a properly placed A's fan who lives in Fremont. As a foul off the bat of Coy Hill, who was out of play on the left side. Mission accomplished. There you go, Kathleen. And hello to you, Jackie, in Canton, Ohio. Right-hander now working for the Athletics down the right side. As Bailey goes back to the rosin bag on the back slope of the mound. One of the extras, most likely, for the A's. Can't see a number from here, but it is a right-handed pitcher. Bailey peering in. Count 2-2 on Coy Hill with 2 outs. And just off the inside corner. I think Bailey wanted that one. Doesn't get the call, and the count goes full. He'll give Reynolds a bit of a jump here as with 2 outs. And a full count to Coy Hill. Swing and a drive over to Barton. Eats him up a little bit. He's going to recover in time. He will. Picks it up and a shovel pass to Bailey. Covering at the bag. 3-1 is the putout on Coy Hill as we're at the stretch. But the A's allow another run to the Cubs. Unearned as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And our score is 8-3 Chicago.
This is Aaron Cunningham. We're all teammates on our planet, and helping the environment is a win every time. So pitch in to help keep it clean by remembering to recycle your bottles and cans while at the game. The Oakland A's remind you, green is gold. We all need to team up to make a difference.
Hi, this is Ray Fossey. The A's Mathletics program combines math and baseball to make learning fun. Each 1st through 8th grade student who completes the workbook and turns in the answer sheet will earn 2 free tickets to an A's game courtesy of Ross Dress for Less and Comcast Sportsnet California. For more information or to download a workbook, visit the community page on oaklandathletics.com. Ross Dress for Less, Comcast Sportsnet California, and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at Tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit OaklandAthletics.com.
The A's Community Fund and Alta Bates Summit Medical Center invite youth baseball and softball teams to take the field with the team before Sunday home games. For more information, call 510-638-4900, extension 2329.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
A number of changes for the Cubs as their entire starting lineup has been changed out now, including some of the previous changes. Now, Starlin Castro is now playing over at shortstop. Coy Hill is behind the plate, staying in the ballgame. There's a new center fielder as well. And a new right-hander on the hill. We'll get to the center fielder as we go, but Angel Guzman is on the hill. Yeah, as the right-hander, Guzman faces Rajay Davis. Starts him off with a fastball away. 1-0. Our score 8-3. The Cubs have 8 runs on 11 hits. The A's have 3 runs on 6 hits and an error. Swing and a high fly ball center field. Will the wind play tricks with this one? Looking for it is the new center fielder who makes the catch, Joey Gathright. We mentioned that Gathright was into the ball game, pinch hitting in the spot of Reed Johnson. And Davis flies out for out number 1.
Shortstop, Cliff Pennington.
And Cliff Pennington now with a chance to bat as he takes a strike. More of the email that's come into radio at OaklandAthletics.com includes one from Scott in Ukiah. Strike 2 is called on Cliff Pennington. Says, well, this is it. Break camp today with roster basically intact. My question is one of those whatever happened to questions. 2-strike pitch, driven off of the right side and lining out of play. Says, whatever happened to Shane Kamine, Jason Windsor, and one of my favorites, Kirk Sarlos? Where are some of those players? I know where all 3 of them are, actually. How about that? Switch hitter Pennington batting left against the right-hander Guzman with a 2-strike count, and he calls time. Now he's ready. As Guzman spins and fires. And a soft drive to left field. That will fall in for a base hit. Ty Wright plays it on a hop. Cliff Pennington with a base hit, a 1-out single to bring out Derek Barton. The first player you asked about is Shane Kamine. Shane is right now on his way to Newark, New Jersey. He's going to be playing independent ball for the Newark Bears. He's been trying to come back from the shoulder injury that he had. Did not have a job as Derek Barton takes low. 1-0. But he is now healthy. He's been in Sacramento, actually. Of course, the former River Cat. He's been rehabbing the shoulder in Sacramento. He and his wife have been there, and they'll make their way to the state of New Jersey. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen off the bat of Barton, evens the count at 1-1. So he's going to try to see if he can show the scouts that he's healthy so he can try to get a job back in affiliated baseball. And he felt like his best road to do that was an independent ball. We'll get back to Shane here in a moment as Barton batting with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. A check swing on a pitch down and in. 2-1. Jason Windsor is still with the Athletics. In fact, we've seen him in camp a couple times over the course of this spring. He is in minor league camp, and he too is healthy now. And he's at a point where coming back from shoulder surgery, he's just trying to build his strength back. As the 2-1 is fouled off the bat of Barton out of play. In fact, saw Windsor for the first time early in March and actually ran into him going to dinner one night. So saw him, and then he pitched in a couple of games, including a game that we saw the A's visit Tucson in the Colorado Rockies. 2-2 is a bouncing ball over to third base, and Reynolds can't make the play. Tried to reach down and play it on the short hop, and it went right into his glove for an E5. And the Athletics have runners on first and second with 1 away. And Danny Putnam will be the batter. So Windsor still with the Athletics. And then Kirk Sarlos, actually, the A's saw him against the Athletics over in Goodyear. It was a game that we, actually, no, as I take that back, I think it was a game that was here against the Athletics. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was that first weekend. Of the spring, maybe that Saturday, February 28th game. So it was very early in the spring, a non-roster invitee of the Cleveland Indians. And count is 1-0 on Danny Putnam. First and second for the Athletics with one away, down 8-3 to the Cubs. Left-hand hitter out of Stanford. Putnam swings and misses, tied up by a slider or curveball from Guzman. 1 ball and 1 strike. Guzman hunches over at the waist and sets at the collar, looking back at second. Now he deals. The 1-1 grounded the other way through the hole into left field. Gallego will give the go-ahead sign to Pennington to head home as he scores on an RBI single by Danny Putnam, and it's 8-4. Up to second base goes Derek Barton as Pennington scores, and still just 1 out. And how do you like that? Only in spring training would you talk about stuff like this, but the tying run is on deck for the Oakland Athletics. So Guzman facing the left-hand hitter, Jack Hanahan, who swings and misses. Curveball, 0-1. But getting back, just a final footnote on Scott Travis' email asking about Kumine, Windsor, and Sarlos. As a swing and a foul goes out of play on the left side. I mentioned that Shane is going to be playing independent ball in Newark. At last report, it sounds like he is going to have a former Athletic as a teammate. That being the right-hander Keith Folk, who is still a free agent. Folk unable to find a job with a big league club. As a 2-strike pitch from Guzman is hit high in the air to center field. Charging is Gathright. He makes the way out. Does he make the catch? He does. And he does it while making a tumbling fall, reaching for it off the turf, and throws back into second, but the runners did not advance that far. A fine play. The speedy Joey Gathright using that speed, combining it with the wind that undoubtedly helped the ball get out to him in center field, but a fine play nonetheless off Jack Hanahan. And with 2 outs, Jack Cust, the batter. Swing and a miss. Big breaking ball that Cust could not time accurately. It's 0-1 on Cust. Dr. Robert Yar from Marquette checking in with an email. Radio at OaklandAthletics.com. Fastball outside. It's 1-1. Says, nothing better than listening to a ball game from Arizona when the Chicago area has a temperature of 40 degrees or so. Been a Cubs fan for over 50 years, but also attend most of the home games at Low A Kane County. 1-1. Breaking ball, that does not come back enough. Stays outside. It's 2-1. Says, always enjoyable to listen to former Cougars in your lineup like Travis Buck, Dallas Braden, Danny Putnam, and Andrew Bailey so far today. Now the 2-1 is swung on and missed. 2-2. With 2 outs, and the Cubs protecting an 8-4 lead. Now the right-hander sets. Oh, look back at second before the 2-2 pitch. On the way, swing and a miss. Kind of a running fastball, maybe a tight slide or whatever it was. It tied up Jack Cuss, who goes down on strikes for the second time today. And we are through 7 innings. As the A's score a run, it is unearned, but we'll go to the top of the 8th. The Cubs still leading the Athletics 8-4.
Hi, this is Danny Evelyn. With a donation to the A's Community Fund, you can surprise a friend or loved one during an A's home game with a personalized scoreboard message. Call 510-638-4900, extension 2329, or click on community at oaklandathletics.com.
For a first-class baseball experience, check out A's Luxury Suites. Get all the excitement of the ballpark combined with the comfort of your living room. With theater-style seating, televisions, couches, and a wet bar, A's Luxury Suites are perfect for hosting your friends, employees, and clients. You'll also get game notes and a program delivered right to your suite. For a limited time, get a 5-game A's Luxury Suite mini plans. Get a 6th game free. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO A's.
The A's Community Fund and Alta Bates Summit Medical Center invite youth baseball and softball teams to take the field with the team before Sunday home games. For more information, call 510-638-4900, extension 2329.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit oaklandathletics.com.
2009 A's Spring Training on oaklandathletics.com.
A's with a few changes, some of them congruent with the pinch hitting appearances and whatnot from the last half inning, as Corey Wimberly, who was already in the ball game at second base, moves out to right field. Taking over at second base, already in the ball game, he was at shortstop, was Cliff Pennington, and it's the North Carolina product, Josh Horton, who is up from minor league camp for the day, over at shortstop now, as we say hello to Daniel Thomas, a right-hander. As a first pitch is a line drive to right field, right to Corey Wimberly, who comes in about 4 or 5 steps. Well hit, but right at Corey Wimberly for out number 1. Daniel Thomas. We've already seen him in one game, I believe, this spring. The product out of South Florida. He's a South Florida Bull. Got into the A's organization from a 13th round pick last year out of USF. South Florida, as the right-hander misses low to Kosuke Fukudome. 1-0. 13 appearances for the Vancouver Canadians last year. 2 wins, 1 loss, a 2.41 ERA in 18 2/3 as a foul screams back to the screen. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So looking at the full configuration, defensively speaking, as no starters are in the ball game for either side now. Thomas with a fastball high. It's 2-0. Should be 2-0. Big Pen sets up away, swing and a miss. 2-2. 2-2 is the count. Danny Putnam is in left. There's a slight shift in the outfield to left as Davis is still in center, and in right field Corey Wimberly. As Thomas deals a fastball missing low, 3-2. The third baseman is Jack Hanahan. Shortstop Josh Horton. Second baseman Cliff Pennington, and over at first base Derek Barton with Curtis Thigpen behind the plate. Right-hander deals. 3-2 pitch is a high drive, slicing, and kicking off the railing just to the side of the Cub bullpen where a left-hander is working. Could be the left-hander Jeremy Papelbon that's working for the Cubs right now. Nope, that is not. Somebody else. Different left-hander. As a fastball is high to Fukudome. A one-out walk allowed. And Brandon Geyer is the batter. Brandon Geyer, G-U-Y-E-R. Righty-righty matchup. And the first pitch, tried a breaking ball that did not break for ball one. Jeff Walker in San Jose. You guys are really testing my minor league knowledge here as the radio at OaklandAthletics.com. Email continue to come in. As the pitch is a fastball cut on and fouled back by Geyer. 1-1. So I heard you talking about players like Jason Windsor and Kirk Sarlos. Was wondering about James Shaw. Got to see him pitch in Vancouver a few years back. I was wondering where he was now. A throw goes over to first base. I'm not sure that he's doing anything. He's been hurt for the last 2 years. It was 2005 that you would have seen him in Vancouver. He was a starter for the A's and pitched pretty well there. Struck out 81 batters in 73 innings in 2005. Advanced to the Cal League in Stockton where he only got in 2 starts before he was hurt, and he has not pitched. He has not pitched in the minors since. Gone out all of 2007 as well as 2008, the 4th round pick out of Cal Poly. Count is 1-2 on Geyer. Breaking ball, it's hammered past Jack Hanahan and down the left field line towards 345. Hung a curveball that time. Geyer didn't miss it, and the Cubs have runners at second and third. Another email from Shane's one of our multiple emailers, but he says A's fans have heard that one of the most important members of the A's has been nursing an injury and had surgery. A member who is very important to the franchise as a whole. How's Billy Beane doing after his surgeries? He's okay. He's not at game speed. He's been around, though. Seen him a lot in the trainer's room, in the office. But he has been around. As Aaron Miles takes high, so he's still in the ball game. Okay, all right. So Aaron Miles is still in at second base. He's the only starter of the two teams combined. As a sinker hangs in on the outside half of the plate for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Miles, who will presumably be the backup at second base to Fontenot. Mike Fontenot, who will be the starting second baseman. As a fastball misses high, now 2-1. The infield drawn in, runners at second and third and 1 away. Everybody step back of the infield grass on the infield as a 2-1 breaking ball misses. Now 3-1. So you're going to come in with a fastball, and the fastball counts. The first base is open, I guess, is one way you can look at it here, but the veteran infielder Miles in a good spot. It's set up inside, and the bouncing ball is just foul. A foul ball. That was a very close play over at first base. As he pulled that one hard on the ground. Yeah, it's 3-2. Now with a full count. Thomas facing Miles, and Thomas deals. Fastball is below the knees, and it's ball 4. And The Cubs looking to add on to what's already a 4-run lead, and Kurt Young will go to the hill and talk things over with the right-hander. Not sure that they've even met. Checking some of the scores around baseball today. The Braves were winners, 9-3 over the Detroit Tigers. Tom Glavine with the win. He's 2-0. He beats Justin Verlander. Chipper Jones, who has just signed an extension with the Braves, hit his 4th home run. Casey Kochman with his 3rd. Curtis Granderson with his 3rd. Also a player that I'm unfamiliar with, Salmons. Clint Salmons, Sammons, a catcher, also hitting his 3rd home run. Breaking ball that doesn't break for Starlin Castro, the Cub shortstop, is ball 1. Right-hander's next pitch is low, 2-0. Mentioned the brother of Jonathan Papelbon, Jeremy Papelbon, one of the left-handers up from the minors for the Cubs here. Well, Jonathan was a winner today in Bradenton, where the Pirates hosted the Red Sox. Boston winning 4-3, and now he's just not throwing any strikes at all. It's 3-0. And the A's bullpen getting busy once again. Papelbon 2-0 for the spring. Chip Ambers with 2 home runs. Strike at the knees. It's 3-1. He's hit 4 home runs now this spring, Ambers, for the Red Sox. Nate McLeod with a long ball as well. Number 4 in Grapefruit League action for him. 3-1 is a bouncing ball on the infield. Taking it short. Horton second one. Down to first and getting out of the jam with a 6-4 3-double play to end the inning. And we are through the top of the 8th as the Cubs had a chance to really put this one away, but the A's get out of it. So they'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Cubs still leading the 8th. Our score, the Cubs 8 and the Athletics 4.
Hi, this is Danny Evelyn. With a donation to the A's Community Fund, you can surprise a friend or loved one during an A's home game with a personalized scoreboard message. Call 510-638-4900, extension 2329, or click on community at oaklandathletics.com.
For a first-class baseball experience, check out A's Luxury Suites. Get all the excitement of the ballpark combined with the comfort of your living room. With theater-style seating, televisions, couches, and a wet bar, A's Luxury Suites are perfect for hosting your friends, employees, and clients. You'll also get game notes and a program delivered right to your suite. For a limited time, get a 5-game A's Luxury Suite mini plans. Get a 6th game free. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO-A's.
The A's Community Fund and Alta Bates Summit Medical Center invite youth baseball and softball teams to take the field with the team before Sunday home games. For more information, call 510-638-4900, extension 2329.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit oaklandathletics.com.
2009 A's Spring Training on oaklandathletics.com.
Veteran left-hander, one-time A's draft pick, Neil Kotz, takes over for the Cubs on the mound as the A's bat in the bottom of inning number 8. 8-4 our score. Kotz with a fastball, high and away with Curtis Thigpen batting. It's 1-0, Neil Kotz. Runs a fastball down and in on Thigpen. 2 balls and no strikes. 29 years old, who sees Thigpen single into left field, just over the head of the shortstop, Castro. So a leadoff single for the A's catcher against Neil Kotz. As the A's are down by 4 in the bottom of the 8th. A right-hander working in the A's bullpen. I believe that is Angel Guzman. Or Angel Garcia, if I'm not mistaken. Angel Guzman is the right-hander that came in for the Cubs. Slider from Kotz is high and away to number 2. Good old number 2 for the A's. As a fastball misses on the outside corner, but Neil Kotz, a one-time second-round pick of the A's in 01, was traded to the White Sox in the Keith Folk deal. A slicing foul off of the left side, and it's 2 balls and a strike. I don't know who good old number 2 is. He's not on my list of guys here on the minor leaguers that are in camp, but I guess that has to be Josh Horton, if I'm not mistaken, the shortstop for the A's. Horton with a ground ball, bouncing ball that eats up the third baseman Reynolds and goes into left field. So Horton with a base hit took a hop with a lot of top spin that goes right over Reynolds. And so the Athletics have the first couple aboard here in their half of the 8th inning. Brings up Corey Wimberly. Wimberly, the switch-hitting utility man, former Colorado Rocky. He's been in big league camp a lot, too, mentioning Doolittle as an opposite field. Single goes to right field, and Gallego will hold. Big Pen over at third as everybody moves up 90 feet, and the bases are loaded. Now, Neil Kotz had some problems against the A's when he faced them the first time, too. This was a game over in Mesa, as I recall. The bullpen certainly an issue for Lou Piniella. In fact, he was addressing that as recently as today, the problems that he has with the bullpen. As Rajay Davis takes a fastball high and away, so it's 1-0. Now the A's with a real chance to break through here. But Lou Piniella talking about the state of his ball club as spring training winds down to an end. Swing and a bouncing ball foul on the left side. Foul ball, 1-1. Mentioned that he likes his starting pitching. He thinks that the offense is very good. He thinks that they do have to hit. They're going to have to hit because they're not a team with a lot of speed, so they're going to have to hit for some power. But he says the pen is definitely a work in progress. Swing and a bouncing ball back to the screen. It's 1-2. As he estimated, with the combination of jobs that are already assigned with those that are undetermined, Carlos Marmol is the only pitcher on the relief staff that was part of the Cubs last year. 1-2, swung on and missed, tied up by a high slider, and so the right-hand hitter Davis goes down on strikes. Yeah, and the base is still loaded, though. Kotz can get out of it with a well-placed ground ball as the infield looks for 2. First baseman Micah Hoffpower playing behind the runner Wimberly over at first as Kotz faces Pennington. Ground ball, it's inside the bag at third and down the left field line. Over the mound of the bullpen for the Cubs. 1 run scores. A second run scores as Big Pen and Horton cross the plate on a 2-run double by Cliff Pennington. Our score is 8-6 in favor of Chicago, and Lou Piniella not a happy man right now. Larry Rothschild will go out to the mound and talk things over with the left-hander as we continue along on a day in which you're always hoping for a quick game, and, well, it's not a quick game at this point. All the travel plans for the A's, even though the Cubs are not traveling till tomorrow. They have another game that they'll be playing as They then prepare to head to the Bronx, where they will open up the brand new Yankee Stadium. And now Derek Martin, the left-hand hitter, with a chance with one away and runners at second and third, where a base hit can tie the game. Lefty versus lefty, and a slider is there for a strike, a high strike. Houston was a winner, 7-2. Jose Valverde beating, I guess that's Mike Lincoln for the Reds. Yeah. Line drive, soft drive into left field. That'll score one. The stop sign put up. Pennington will get back to third. He'll hustle back as Wimberly scores on an opposite field single by Derek Martin, 8-7. So Neil Cott against a lineup now comprised mainly of guys with limited big league experience and minor leaguers having problems getting out of the inning. The catcher, Coy Hill, looking into the Cub dugout off of the third base line as the lead is one and the potential tying run 90 feet away. The potential go-ahead run over at first base with Danny Putnam coming up. Lefty versus lefty. Just one out now. The slider is there for a strike on Putnam. Florida pounded out 17 hits against the Orioles. 13-2 they win. Beating the opening night starter to be Jeremy Guthrie for the Orioles as a foul goes back to the screen, 0-2. Jorge Cantu hit his second home run. Wes Helms, number one. Nick Markakis with his second home run for Baltimore. 2-1 the final. The AL champion Rays beating the Minnesota Twins in Grapefruit League action. Two-strike pitch, fastball high. Brian Schaus the winner, Phil Humber the loser. Joe Nelson with the save. Gabe Gross, home run number 2. Now, 1 ball and 2 strikes in the pitch. Swing, fouled back at the plate and to the screen. Mets beat St. Louis 5-2. That one in Jupiter is Rick Ankiel and Chris Duncan each hitting their 4th home runs in the losing effort. A check swing on a fastball inside on the left-hand hitting Putnam. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Washington trying to mount a late comeback, scored just 4 times. They needed 5 to tie. They lose 7-6 to the Nationals as a fastball is high. It's 3-2. So Cott's really struggling to find the control here. That game saw Roy Halladay beating John Lannon. Scott Rowland hit his second home run for the Blue Jays, and the Yankees beat the Phillies 8-5. CC Sabathia the win over Kyle Drabek. Swing and a miss. Good slider. And it started in on the left-hand hitter, and the best slider that he had thrown over this sequence had seen the A's score 3 times already, and he's an out away from getting out of this jam. In the score, 8-7. The big inning of the game, if you're joining us late, the 6-run frame in the third in which the Cubs scored 6 on Dallas Braden, including a grand slam by Giovanni Soto, one of 2 home runs he's hit today. Cott with a slider for a strike on the left-hand hitter, Jack Hanahan. Crazy one going on in Peoria where the Mariners and the Indians are tied at 12 apiece. How do you like that? Cott on 1-0, a fastball away. It's not even close. They have pounded out 32 hits between the Indians and the Mariners and a ton of home runs. Kelly Shopik, number 5. Ben Francisco, number 3. Travis Hafner, number 2. And the 2-0 pitch is way outside this time, and it's 3-0. He's a bad one away from walking him loaded. The A's don't even have an on-deck hitter right now. Maybe they'll just stop play. It's 2-1. I beg your pardon. 2-1 the count, because he did get that slider for a strike, and it was corrected by the home plate umpire, Dana Demuth. 2-1. Swing and a miss that time on a fastball high. A little bit of tilt on that. And it's 2-2. Also hitting home runs, Mike Wilson, number 8 for the Mariners. Ken Griffey Jr. hit his second. Swing and a miss, 2-2. They ran the slider down and away, and Hanahan down on strike. The A's do score 3 times, though, make it a whole lot closer of a ball game. As we go to the top of the 9th inning, the Cubs still have a lead, but it's the slimmest of leads now at 8-7.
Hi, this is Ray Fossey. The A's Mathletics program combines math and baseball to make learning fun. Each 1st through 8th grade student who completes the workbook and turns in the answer sheet will earn 2 free tickets to an A's game courtesy of Ross Dress for Less and Comcast Sportsnet California. For more information or to download a workbook, visit the community page on OaklandAthletics.com. Ross Dress for Less, Comcast Sportsnet California, and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit OaklandAthletics.com.
On sale now, the best ticket plans to see your 2009 Oakland A's. Get discounted ticket prices, priority seat selection, and special deals on A's merchandise. Discount parking options are available, and season ticket holders pay the same price for all games in 2009. Full and partial season plans are available for as little as $66. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO-A's. Order today.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
A's got 3 runs in the 8th inning. It makes it a 1-run ball game heading to the 9th inning. Cubs have led pretty much the whole way. In fact, they led by as many as 6. They had a 6-0 lead. They've seen that since whittled down to an 8-7 lead as Angel Garcia is on for the Athletics now. Big right-hander as he faces Ty Wright, and a fastball is ball 1 inside. Right-hander versus right-hander. Big Pen on 1-0 was set up away, and a fastball is high, 2-0. Fastball inside, 3-0 on Garcia, who's from Puerto Rico. Originally a Twins 4th-round pick in 2001. Strike called at the knees, 3-1. And the 3-1 is fouled back to the screen. Now the count going full. Looking at the rest of the scores around the Cactus League. The Angels hosting the Rangers. They lose as the Rangers get a run in the 9th inning. They were tied at 4. And a ground ball hit over to shortstop, taken by Josh Horton, who throws across. And they just beat Ty Wright by a step, 6-3 the putout. And there's 1 away. A run scores in the 9th.
Third baseman Kyle Reynolds.
As Andrew Jones, how about that? A pinch hit. It was a pinch hit appearance, actually, to get him into the ball game. But he goes 2 for 2, including a 9th inning home run. So Andrew Jones, a 2 for 2 day and a game-winning home run. off of Matt Wilhite as Garcia deals a strike one to the third baseman Kyle Reynolds. Two-seamer sails away, ball and a strike. Derek Holland gets the win out of the pen. Shane Laux had started that game for Lukes, excuse me, is how they pronounce it, Lukes, as a soft drive goes over towards the railing of the A's dugout. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shane Lukes going 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, a couple of walks, and 3 strikeouts. And he did allow a home run to Josh Hamilton in the 3rd inning. It was a solo shot and number 7 for the all-star center fielder of the Texas Rangers. Pitch, broken bat, is a roller over to first base taken by Derek Barton. A funny sound as it just left with the handle of the bat was Kyle Reynolds as he grounds out 3 unassisted, and there's 2 away. So 5-4 the final score as the Rangers beat the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Rob Quinlan homered in that game as well as Matt Brown. 4 for Quinlan and 3 for Matt Brown. They're still playing over in Maryvale where the Brewers lead the Diamondbacks 7-3. Bunch of home runs in that game as well as a foul back to the screen by Gathright. Tony Clark with his second. Chad Tracy with his second. Felipe Lopez now checking in with his first spring home run. The starting second baseman now the D-backs. Corey Hart hit his 7th home run, and Chris Duffy number 2. Fastball missing inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. They'll set up outside on 1-1. And a fastball is high and away. Garcia misses outside again, and it's 3 balls and a strike. KC trying to hold on to a lead over in Surprise against the Rockies. It was 6-3 entering the ninth, but the Rockies have scored twice as a walk is issued with 2 away to Joey Gathright, and that is one guy you definitely don't want on the base path. You got to think that the right opportunity, that the speed-burning Mr. Gathright will see if he can get himself into scoring position. As Coy Hill, the switch-hitting catcher, will come up. Joaquim Soria is on for the Royals in that game against the Rockies. As Coy Hill, they'll set up away, and a fastball is on the outside corner. So they've scored twice so far in the ninth, and it just goes final. So Soria holds on and gets the save in a 6-5 win over the Rockies. Mark Tian hit his 7th home run of the spring. Alex Gordon, number 6. Billy Butler, number 4. Jose Guillen, number 2. As the throw goes over to first base. And Brian Pena hit his first home run for the victorious Royals. Swing and a bouncing ball that goes over towards the A's dugout. Giants leading right now, courtesy of a 2-run 8th inning. They're still batting in the 8th over in Scottsdale against the Dodgers. 10-8 the score there. Doug Minkiewicz with a home run, as well as Juan Castro. Travis Ishikawa is at his 7th, and number 3 for Andres Torres. Garcia with a count of 0-2 deals. Fastball, strike 3 called, and the inning is over. So the Cubs leave Joey Gathright over at first base. And the A's will see if they can do something with 3 outs left here in Cactus League 2009. As we go to the bottom of the ninth, the Cubs leading by a score of 8-7.
Your first chance to see the 2009 A's at home is Saturday, April 4th. The A's will play the final game of the preseason Bay Bridge Series against the San Francisco Giants. Game time is at 1:05. Tickets are on sale now at all tickets.com outlets and at the Coliseum box office. To order by phone, call 877-493-BALL, or to purchase tickets online, visit the A's official website, oaklandathletics.com.
For a first-class baseball experience, check out A's Luxury Suites. Get all the excitement of the ballpark combined with the comfort of your living room. With theater-style seating, televisions, couches, and a wet bar, A's Luxury Suites are perfect for hosting your friends, employees, and clients. You'll also get game notes and a program delivered right to your suite. For a limited time, get a 5-game A's Luxury Suite mini plans. Get a 6th game free. Call the A's at 510-638-4627. That's 510-638-GO A's. The first of 2 A's Little League and Softball Days is coming up on Sunday, April 26th. It's a great deal for teams. A hot dog, chips, drink, and game ticket, all for one low price. The teams will be in a pregame parade on the field. Then at 1:05, the A's take on the Tampa Bay Rays. For more information or to order tickets for your team, call the A's today at 510-638-GO A's. That's 510-638-4627. Or visit OaklandAthletics.com.
2009 A's Spring Training on OaklandAthletics.com.
All right, pinch hitting for Jack Cost is Raul Padron, a left-hand hitter who bounces the first pitch, past first baseman Micah Hoppower into right field, as it's the first pitch from the right-hander, as we are waking the echoes of Jeff Samardzija, the Notre Dame right-hander, big right-hander, 6'5", who is battling for a bullpen spot and not off to a start that Lou Piniella would want to see, a leadoff man aboard. But it is on an E3. Curtis Thigpen will be the batter now. 8-7, the Cubs lead. Showing bunt. Thigpen bunts. Right side. Push there. The first baseman Hoppower will throw to Aaron Miles. So 3-4. The sacrifice, with Padron going over to second base on the sacrifice. Jeff Samardzija, who made his big league debut last year in the bullpen for the Cubs, made 26 appearances, was 1-0 with a 2.28 ERA. As it is for the Cubs, I was mentioning that Lou Piniella talked about his pen being a work in progress. Well, that work in progress right now is trying to decide 2 spots in the bullpen. Chad Godin being one of the candidates to be in that bullpen. Yes, he starts off Josh Horton with a breaking ball for a strike. So between 4 guys for 2 spots, Samardzija being one of those candidates. Angel Guzman, who was already in the ballgame, was 1-2. As a bouncing ball goes through the hole on the right side. Gallego will send the runner. The throw will come to the plate. He is not a fast man, but he gets in and scores the tying run. And it is 8-8 here in the last of the 9th. And so the A's have tied the game against Jeff Samardzija. 3 batters in, courtesy of an E3, a sacrifice, and a base hit. Josh Horton ties the ball game, and Corey Wimberly is the batter. Tied at 8. Be interesting to see how this plays out if the A's don't score a run, but Wimberly swings at a first pitch, pops it up, short left field, 3 Cubs looking for it, and the catch is made by the shortstop Starlin Castro. And there are 2 away. And Rajay Davis is coming up. Between the right-handers, talking about Angel Guzman, who is out of option. Rule 5 pick David Patton, who's been impressive. Jeff Samardzija and Chad Godin. They are 4 guys vying for 2 spots in this Cubs bullpen. Samardzija sets and fires a fastball missing high. 1-0. 8-8 our score. Swing, ground ball up the middle. Taking it short by Castro, who goes for the force over at second. And the force there, and what are they going to do? Are they going to play, or are they going to call it a game? They are going to... They're going to call it a game. So a tie. 8-8 the final score. We'll give you the final totals when we come back after this.
Your first chance to see the 2009 A's at home is Saturday, April 4th. The A's will play the final game of the preseason Bay Bridge Series against the San Francisco Giants. Game time is at 1:05. Tickets are on sale now at all tickets.com outlets and at the Coliseum box office. To order by phone, call 877-493-BALL, or to purchase tickets online, visit the A's official website, oaklandathletics.com.
This is Matt Holliday. Saturday, April 25th, we host the Tampa Bay Rays. Game time is 1:05, and 10,000 fans will get my replica jersey, courtesy of Pepsi. Get tickets online now at oaklandathletics.com.
This is Aaron Cunningham. We're all teammates on our plan, and helping the environment is a win every time. So pitch in to help keep it clean by remembering to recycle your bottles and cans while at the game. The Oakland A's remind you, green is gold. We all need to team up to make a difference.
Hi, this is Danny Evelyn. With a donation to the A's Community Fund, you can surprise a friend or loved one during an A's home game with a personalized scoreboard message. Call 510-638-4900, extension 2329, or click on community at oaklandathletics.com.
Hi, this is Ray Fosse. The A's Mathletics program combines math and baseball to make learning fun. Each 1st through 8th grade student who completes the workbook and turns in the answer sheet will earn 2 free tickets to an A's game courtesy of Ross Dress for Less and Comcast Sportsnet California. For more information or to download a workbook, visit the community page on oaklandathletics.com. Ross Dress for Less, Comcast Sportsnet California, and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference.
Don't miss the home opener on Friday, April 10th, when the A's host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 7:05 with pregame ceremonies beginning at 6:15. 32,000 fans that night will receive a 2009 A's magnetic schedule brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tickets are on sale now at tickets.com locations and the Coliseum box office. By phone at 877-493-BALL. And for more information or to order online, visit oaklandathletics.com.
2009 A's Spring Training on oaklandathletics.com.
Cue Happy Trails, the tradition here at Phoenix Municipal Stadium whenever they end the Cactus League schedule, as the A's did this afternoon. And hosting the National League Central Cubs, it was a tale of 2 ball games, and some mixed results in this one as Dallas Braden made what many had speculated was his final tune-up before opening night, as Susan Schlosser clued us in on after going down into the A's clubhouse after the start by Dallas Braden. They made it official. He is going to be the opening night starter, and not the outing that he wanted to have. It included a 6-run inning in which the Cubs in the 3rd inning got 6 runs, including a grand slam from Giovanni Soto, in what's been an otherwise very productive spring for Dallas Braden, who entered the ball game with a mark of 1-0, a 3.14 ERA. Now, he did get hit relatively hard against the Chicago White Sox as well in his last outing on the 22nd of March, but the appearance for Braden today certainly was indicated that he was going to be the starter for the A's on Monday, April 6th. That was confirmed despite his line as a very tough outing. That was mostly responsible because of the effort of Giovanni Soto, the reigning rookie of the year. who had a huge day at the plate. He had 5 RBIs, the grand slam, and also a solo shot off of Andrew Bailey. So there's good company there, as Andrew Bailey had not allowed anybody to score all spring long. So look at the pitching lines. Dallas Braden, 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout in the grand slam. Andrew Bailey going 2 innings. He allowed the solo homer and also an unearned run on 3 hits. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 2. Daniel Thomas pitched an inning, as well as Angel Garcia coming out of the pen for the Athletics. Carlos Zambrano, his tune-up as he gears up for next week. He went 3 1/3 innings, allowing 2 hits and 2 walks. He looked pretty good. I think if you're a Cubs fan, you come away from this ballgame feeling like he's okay. Did not have great stuff, yet at the same time, he comes out of the ballgame healthy. That's really all you're looking for in a game like this. He did not get racked around, but the 2 hits and 2 walks were all that the A's offense could muster, and it was pretty much the opening night lineup out there for the Athletics. So some of the other notes, Travis Buck with his 4th home run. It was a 2-run shot off of Luis Vizcaíno that Travis hit. It was number 4 for him, as his day was the one of a couple multiple RBI performances, the other being that of Cliff Pennington, who's been pretty good in limited action for the A's. Limited, I mean, not in that he hasn't played much, because he's played plenty, but he's been playing a lot of games of late where he's a substitute because of the fact that his positions that he plays naturally are those manned by Mark Ellis and Orlando Cabrera, and they've been getting most of the starting duty of late. So the switch hitting infielder, 2 for 2 today, scoring a run, driving in a couple of runs. So that's going to do it for spring training, and it finishes in a way that it started back on February 25th. That was a whole 34 games ago. Back on that Wednesday the 25th in Maryvale, the A's played to a 3-3 tie after 10 innings here in Phoenix. The final score was 8-8 as the Cubs, with 8 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors, 8 left on. The A's with 8 runs on 14 hits, an error and 11.